All right, here we are. Give me a moment. I'm setting things up. Hopefully you guys can hear us. All right, my mic is a bit loud, but I'll be fixing that in a second.
One day, there
Yes,
will be no
one
mic
day.
troubles. But
What?
today is not that day.
Yes. Where the looking for this link? All right, we're going in a couple of seconds. I'm gonna have to get that microphone where it's not insane. I'm gonna change my sensitivity. Give me 1 second. As always, as always. All right. Um, hey, so how you doing, Bob?
You know, on the right side of the dirt.
How's your day been going?
I'm on the right side of the dirt. That's the best I got for you right
Wow,
now.
that's pretty messed up.
I mean, at least that's something that has been
At least we're
successful
eating
today.
chicken right now.
Yeah, room temperature, inadequately seasoned chicken.
Yeah, it's okay, I guess.
People who don't season their chicken properly should be haunted by the ghosts of the chickens that they did a disservice to.
Yep, they're not very good to those chickens, huh?
No, man. I mean, something died for that half-assed attempt at seasoning.
All right, so half-ass attempt at seasoning.
Yes. May the ghosts of many, many angry chickens haunt them forever. And their children and their children's children. A ghost chicken curse on their families.
All right, and we're gonna go on with the show. My microphone's still peaking. I'll be fixing it as we're going. I don't understand why. Maybe I should have probably adjusted these. In the future, I'll be adjusting these definitely before the show, not
Live
during the show.
dangerously.
Yeah. Won't be doing it during the show next time. All right, so show's starting in a couple of minutes. I'll be doing it. All right, so okay, it's probably better if I can hear myself. All right, I'm just gonna be sequencing the beginning of the show, and then I'll be adjusting the microphones, and we'll be talking about the movie, and then we'll be watching the movie. You're watching FU TV, and we don't have crabs today. We have something else. All right, be back in a second after I sequence the beginning. You're watching FU Theater,
TV.
and it's more like peaking theater right now because my mic is going insane. All right. Here we go.
All sequenced live, so it will never be the same twice. Again.
All right, so you guys didn't hear me because I turned the mics off, and so I was talking to nothing. All right, so
I'm not nothing. That's not very
what you
nice.
just saw was all sequenced live. It's kind of difficult to do. This is all made with real video clips. It's not already pre-done. It's all happening right here. I'm just pushing buttons and building the intro. So yeah, maybe in the future I'll automate it, make it a little easier. But yeah, here we are, FU Theater episode 2, I guess, or it's just another episode. Hopefully this one's got better audio than the last one. I'm gonna be adjusting the mics throughout probably. Hopefully I don't have to, but it's just what happens with live TV. You know, this is live stuff. And I don't have any programs assisting me in doing this. I'm doing this all on, my own stuff. All right, Bob. So how's it going?
It's going.
Do you have any information on the film we're about to watch, Bob?
Yeah, it was released 1957, same year as
What's the name of the movie?
the name of the movie is Not of This Earth.
Oh, we're watching Not of This Earth. All right, cool.
And it was released the same year as the film it is often double billed with, which is Attack of the Crab Monsters that we saw yesterday by the same director, Roger Corman. Oh, look at that.
Yes, we have the poster. It's pretty creepy, isn't it? It's a creepy
It
poster.
is. The premise of the film is also pretty creepy, if I'm being honest. But, you know, the fact that these two were both made in the late 50s and they both center on the concept of some sort of nuclear war causing egregious mutations in the population of wherever the nuclear war occurred. I'm thinking that Roger was a little bit traumatized by the testing done out in Los Altos, which is near where he lived.
Uh-huh.
A lot of Hollywood movie stars of the time wound up getting cancer as a result of those tests.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to be showing you guys a trailer. Hopefully this stuff is coming through and we're not talking to nothing. It's just, it's a common thing. This is a whole new setup I have here. It's not FU Sports. FU Sports, I've kind of got the whole mic thing figured out already. But yeah, we're going to be looking at the trailer for Not of This Earth. Just like Bob said, this is a Roger Corman classic that was actually remade. When was it remade, Bob?
It was remade, hold on.
And how much did it gross? Did you go over that?
Yeah, so the budget was actually higher for this one. The budget for this one was $100,000, and it grossed $1 million. However, when it was as a double feature, it only grossed $800,000. So I'm guessing that more people were likely to go see it as a standalone than to see it paired together. Because even though, like, thematically they are actually quite similar films, I think aliens versus like super giant crab monster things, it's going to attract a different audience. It's like Godzilla versus Star Trek.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to be watching the trailer for Not of This Earth. Okay, here it is. Not of This Earth, the original theatrical trailer.
It was remade in 1988 and in 1995.
Oh, wait a second. I don't know what's going on here. My trailer button. Oh, there it is.
This killer is a fiend of the most diabolical kind.
13.
Maybe more. He's looking for only one thing. Blood.
Human victims for human blood. Experiment in horror to satisfy a desperate need never before known. A need that was not of this earth. From outer space he came to destroy the people of this planet, leaving in his path of doom a trail of terror.
He's going to kill me!
Stay there, I'm on my way.
I can't stay.
I always like how they scream. It's so over the top.
It really is.
It's so over the top.
I don't know. When I'm really scared, I get very, very quiet.
Yeah.
Like my peasant instincts kick in and say, shut up and get in the closet. They won't find you in there if you're quiet. I have
Your
never
peasant
one
instincts,
time
huh?
been compelled to scream like a flaming idiot and go galloping across a lawn. No. If I'm scared, I'm going for the stealth option.
Yeah, she was just screaming her head off. She's like, "Ah!" She's like running all over town, just screaming. She's a screaming demon.
The 1988 remake starred Tracy Lords in the female
wait,
lead.
Tracy Lords. What was she in? Wasn't
Tracy
she a
Lords
porn
was in-
star?
Yeah, she was, but she was in Crybaby. And she was in a bunch of different films.
Oh, sorry about that. Music's so
And
loud.
then in the 1995 film, Mr. Johnson, our protagonist, was played by Michael York.
Michael York. What was he in?
Michael York was in a bunch of stuff. He was in The Forsyte Saga, Taming of the Shrew, Tybalt, Romeo and Juliet, The Guru, Something for Everyone, Zeppelin, The Cabaret, Conduct Unbecoming, Jesus of Nazareth. He was D'Artagnan in The Three Musketeers in 1973. Outcry.
He's been in a lot of movies, huh?
Yeah.
I don't. What is it? It's a big Three Musketeers or like a remake?
Oh no, it was like the main
It's
Three
an old
Musketeers.
film.
It was.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I don't think I've ever seen it. I've seen the more modern ones, like
This
90s
is Michael
versions.
York. You'll recognize him if you see him.
Oh yeah, I know Michael York. Cause he was in Logan's Run.
Mm-hmm.
You remember Logan's Run?
Yep, he was in.
He
The
was in a lot of
Crucible.
films, right? He was in the Austin Power movies as well.
Yep. He was in The Aviator,
Oh, that's a well-known actor.
The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe.
I just didn't remember his name.
He was in Babylon 5.
That guy's in everything. I wish we could pull up a picture of him. All right, well,
But yeah,
Well-
so I mean, it might be kind of fun if we like this film to see the adaptations of it and then kind of compare notes.
I bet you the remake's probably really good. I bet.
Yeah.
All right, I've seen a little bit of this one too.
Well,
It's pretty dark.
I would be sad if the remakes took all of that delicious Roger Corman campiness and like over the top ridiculousness and made it very, very serious.
I mean, that's just kind of like Roger Corman's thing, is to just be as cheesy as possible. All right, so we're gonna be going into the film. Okay, I just got to set up my stuff. I'm gonna see if this stuff is working.
Just go for it, man.
All right, so it is working.
Go for the gold.
Yeah, but I have to just give me 1 minute. Bear with me.
No.
You're watching FU Theater on FU TV. Subscribe and get a blood-covered poncho. What do you think of that, Bob?
Oh, wow. Blood-covered ponchos, huh?
It'll be branded. Yeah, it'll be a blood-covered.
I mean,
poncho.
it might be a poncho or it might be a plunger. You never know what you're
actually
gonna
a
get.
plunger. We got some FU Theater branded plungers. So we'll be sending those out soon to people
Moist
who win
towelettes.
We're going to be doing call-ins, and whoever gets the question correct, they get themselves a plunger, an FU Theater themed plunger. Not even kidding. Just give us your address,
Plunger,
and we'll be sending it.
a poncho, and a moist
You can
towelette.
you can unclog your toilet with FU Theater. Thank you. You could. What do you think of that, Cary Grant? He looks a bit okay. Yeah, he's a bit disgusted by that.
He's pulling a Homer Simpson.
What's that guy from Topper? The black dude? What's his name?
Manhattan Moreland.
Yeah. All right, so he's gonna
In that
need.
movie, he winds up down that well like 4 different times.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Like no matter where in that house he is, he winds up in the well.
Yeah, that is hilarious.
It is. Topper is such a good. If that's in the public domain, we should watch Topper. Topper is one of my favorite movies.
Don't give up our secrets. All right, so we're gonna be watching the movie right now, people. This is Not of This Earth.
I'm excited.
Not of This Earth. Roger Corman classic, coming at you, bro. Just give me a second.
No.
Give me a second.
No.
Give me a minute.
Absolutely not.
All right.
Oh, is this a weirdly colorized one
I
too?
think it's time I cut out.
Yeah, it's
now.
colorized.
Don't be a drag. You know how you flip me.
I'm hip.
So?
So leave me here. If my father dug this scene, he'd put small round holes in your head.
Well, I guess it is pretty late.
I really have to get in. Good night, Pops. You're a dad.
And you're a doll. Later.
Later.
Wow. You're a gas.
All right, I'll be checking the audio. Give me one moment.
This is not an airport. You do not need to announce your departure.
I need to bring your mic up.
That's in the movie.
I know.
Hello? What are you doing?
That was very fast.
What did she do? She just passed out?
I don't know.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of this
He's
film
getting
before.
the tubes out.
Yeah, it's pretty dark. He's taking her blood. He's like a vampire, but he doesn't use his teeth.
Oh my. High-tech vampire.
Yeah, he's a high-tech vampire. What do you expect?
It would have been much faster if he used the brachial artery. Oh, zombie eyeballs. Exciting, exciting.
Interesting. Yeah, I know. It's pretty creepy, isn't it?
It is a bit creepy. So this guy is not of this earth.
No, you don't seem like it.
Oh, this is so delightfully late 50s. Like the art style, the slang.
Look, the eyes are like floating. Is that supposed to be the eyes?
Yes.
Ooh, creepy. Looks like two see-through eggs.
Yeah.
Like,
But look at this art style, man. That is so, like... That's right up there with an avocado and burnt sienna kitchen. You can't mistake it.
all right, I'm gonna be checking the mics in a second just to make sure our mics are good. Bob, you're gonna have to man the ship.
You're
And
trusting me with the ship?
yes,
Wow. That's a whole nother level.
it's a whole nother level.
I wish cars still looked like that. You could drive through a building with one of those things.
Hello. Do you have an appointment?
That's Miss Beverly Garland. The role that
see.
Tracy Lords occupies in
Paul
1988.
Johnson for 10 o'clock. That'll be for a blood test.
No test.
I beg your pardon?
No test. Transfusion.
Well, don't tell me a big man like you was afraid of a little needle.
I have no fear. I came for a transfusion of blood.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Johnson, but you have to have a blood test. We don't hand out blood like gasoline, you know. We have to find out whether you need ethyl or regular.
Garcia's back.
Hey, Garcia.
He's
Behave
still calling
yourself
me. He's
now.
still
Over
calling me
The doctor will be
Julio.
with you in a moment.
Like Leo. I'm not
There's
Jewish. I
magazines
don't know why you
there
call me
for sale.
Julio.
Dr. Kavanaugh wanted in pathology. Dr. Kavanaugh wanted in pathology.
Oh, doctor, this is Mr. Johnson. He's here for an immediate transfusion.
I see. Well, Mr.
Ah.
Johnson, we'll look you over right away. Nadine, will you take him into the lab and run his test?
Oh, no, he's having a fast pine on the fly. No test.
Would you come inside, please?
This is gonna be another cool guy who always has the sunglasses on, like the last movie. He's always got those sunglasses.
The
cool
eyebrows, man.
sunglasses.
He's got to
Sit down,
save them
won't
up. Save up the expressive
Now,
eyebrows.
Mr. Johnson, why don't you want a blood test?
I choose not to reveal a reason.
Oh, I see. Well, then I suggest you try another doctor.
You have no blood here?
Yes, we have blood. But there isn't a doctor on earth who'll transfuse blood without first learning the patient's type, RH factor, and other peculiarities. The wrong kind would probably kill you.
I must have blood. I'm dying. I am type O.
I'm sorry, but I can't take your word for any of those facts. Get away from there.
He's just gonna pull some blood out. Here you go.
Observe.
Yeah, I can see it. That's type O, definitely.
No bleeding.
Oh.
Bleed in some moments, but then thinly and sporadically.
Have you been to see another doctor?
None that you know.
A hematologist? Blood doctor?
Will you give me the transfusion?
Not unless you submit to a test.
Then without a specimen of my blood
So
to
what?
study,
So does
it is
the
impossible.
blood thin his
Impossible.
blood? Is that what happens?
Huh?
Does the
You
blood
will
transfusion
test.
thin his blood?
Then you will know
No,
and you will
apparent. Well, I'm not
prescribe.
going to give away,
May
but
study
he
it in all the
basically
ways of your kind,
his
and you
blood
may
is
learn, but you may not speak. You will not
damaged.
cannot
All right.
transmit to any other being your knowledge of my tragedy.
I've had a terrible headache.
I am ready for your test.
Oh, I'm glad you changed your mind. Take off your coat.
Take off your pants.
Oh, this won't hurt.
Sorry.
Fantastic. The agglutinin disintegrating at an uninterrupted rate, resulting in the destruction of the cellular structure of the blood. Oh, it's impossible.
There, that should do it.
How long have you been a nurse?
Oh, it's glowing.
Graduated 7 years ago.
You are a good one.
That's no question to be asking a nurse. You relax now. I'll be
He's
right
still
back.
wearing his sunglasses.
Do you work
It's
always
like a
at
Roger
hospitals,
Corman thing.
Or may you treat private cases?
Yeah, everyone's got. I understand his eyes are weird.
That
But,
is
you know.
good.
No, his eyes
I would like you
kill
to work
people.
for me.
Oh,
You
all right.
would.
How do you know
Doing
that?
what?
Because he killed the girl with his
Preserving
eyeballs.
my
Oh, I thought it was his bad looks
Seeing to
that
it
killed
that I
her.
do not
Nope.
expire.
Mr. Johnson, no one in this wide world can guarantee life.
Nor in any other, I fear.
No, I suppose not.
What monies do you receive for the work of your profession?
Mr. Johnson, that's a very personal question.
It is.
I got him on a blood
if you
drip.
will serve me,
Yep.
I shall pay you $200
Is that a thing they
each
do
week.
in real life?
Let me tell you
A blood
something,
drip?
sir. No
I
nurse
mean,
would dream of getting
they're no
$200
longer
a
in
week.
bottles,
Well,
but
it's
yeah, that's how
ridiculous.
you do a transfusion.
Besides, it has the sound of something very unethical.
Or an infusion,
Would it still
rather.
be unethical if Dr. Rochelle asked you to serve me?
Well, if Dr. Rochelle assigned me to your case, I'd take it.
I see. Would you ask the doctor to come to me?
Yes, Mr. Johnson.
And you're to administer 500 cc's of Type O every night until further orders from me.
Yes, Doctor. Just what is wrong with him?
Well, it's very interesting. He had... I'm not positive. There are indications of internal hemorrhage.
I see. How long does he have?
I don't know. I'm doing everything I can. From now on, it's in the hands of God.
You know, if a doctor was saying there's signs of internal hemorrhage, they wouldn't just, like, casually send him home. Like, that absolutely would not happen.
Is that what they said?
Yeah.
What? Mister, well, I've got to hand it to you. I've never met anyone who commits so many violations all at once.
He seems aggressive. Why?
I'll talk to him, Mr. Johnson. You get in the car. I know him.
Thank you, mister.
Now, don't start writing until I explain.
How do you plan to explain away a no parking sign, a fire plug, a red zone, and the wrong side of the street? I think this man's won himself a ticket.
He's in a critical state. Now, you put away that pad and stop playing Stormtrooper. I've got to send this man home.
Stormtrooper.
You say he's critical, Sunshine. He's critical, but I'll just tag along, see that he gets there safe and sound. Then maybe I'll take you in.
Why? I haven't done anything.
Why not? Here, buddy, you might enjoy a little light reading.
I think he gave him the rules of the road.
Where'd you pick up the cop?
He followed me from the hospital.
I told you not to go driving a car before you learn how.
Come into the house, Jeremy. I want you to prepare a room.
You having company? Which bedroom's she gonna sleep in?
Open the room in the south wing. I shall be in the kitchen. Do not come there.
He shall be in the kitchen, do not come in. So, of course, he's gonna go in.
Yeah, I'm still like audio obsessed. I'm like trying to figure out if it's
What
right.
does that have to do with him? going
If
to
there's
the
anybody in
kitchen?
the comments who thinks the movie should be louder, just let me know. If you think our audio's okay, give us a thumbs up or a middle finger up. You're watching FU what?
Oh, stop.
You're watching FU TV. This is FU Theater. Yes.
Interesting. So
I
he's
might just be
collecting
putting
blood.
the chat into the movie later. Whoa, that's a lot of blood, huh?
It is.
That's a lot of blood! Damn. You didn't cap those ones. That's not good. So
If there's no anticoagulant in there, that's gonna be blood jello.
So did he like look at the girl and then he took her blood, right?
Uh-huh.
Why can't he just like take their blood? You know, this is like a weird like vampire story, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
They even made it where he's like he can control people,
Yep.
right? Just like the vampires, he like glimmers them.
Jeremy, I did not pay you to spy on me. Should you do so again, I shall eliminate you.
Sorry, boss. I won't do it again.
Go. Prepare the nurse's room.
You're expected. Come on in.
Oh my goodness. Dirty, you know, singlet and all.
Johnson's in the living room. I'm Jeremy. If there's anything you need, baby, just...
The guy looks like Jerry Lewis.
He does.
All I need on this job is blood.
I'll see what I can do.
I'm sorry I'm late, Mr. Johnson, but I had to clean out my desk at the hospital.
Do not excuse yourself. Come, I will show you to your room.
All right.
Jeremy and I are alone here, Miss Story. You're the first person who's been in my house.
We only been here a month.
Jeremy, it is time that you saw that all the outside entrances are secure.
Right, boss.
Bring Miss Story's bag upstairs. Your room is upstairs, Miss Story.
You have a lovely house here, Mr. Johnson.
It is adequate.
Why do you always have those glasses on?
Here you will sleep. I've received blood this day. You will have no further duties until tomorrow.
Then I'll say good night, Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson!
Yes, Miss Story.
You locked my door.
I did, yes.
Why?
You do not wish it?
If my door's going to be locked, I'd like to do my own locking.
In the place from which I come, no person would dare sleep in insecure quarters.
Just where do you come from?
I believe your expression was good night, Miss Story.
No.
Yes. Good night, Mr. Johnson.
He's being secretive,
Who is?
Mr. Johnson.
Mr. Johnson, huh?
Can you imagine that? Being sent on assignment to some like random guy's house and then he locks you into a bedroom. You're just in there.
Yeah, that is weird. He's the man that never takes his glasses off.
Well, he can't.
I mean, he's alone. There he goes. Now he's doing it. All right. He's finally removed his glasses. That's like how people, you know, they kick their shoes off at the end of a hard day. He
takes his glasses off.
Yeah. That's how he lays back, you know. The Terminator does the same thing, probably. You know, because he has to wear those sunglasses because he got that crazy eye and that crazy glowing red eye.
Time narrows. There
People
is death
frown on those
on
kind of
Havana.
things when you have weird glowing demonic eyes, right, Bob?
Speak of the earth
You just missed it.
They are second stage, subhuman,
What?
weak and full of fright.
Speak of their blood.
It may be as ours. I have sent to you 30 cubits for study.
There must be more. The conquered enemies dwindle in the pens of pasture, and time constricts. It is soon that we shall all perish.
Perhaps the blood
So
of
he's
this
an
planet
alien.
shall answer.
He's an
Your
alien
mission upon
vampire.
this globe is to be accomplished in 5 out of 6 phases. In the first, you will study all characteristics of the Earth's subhumans.
Phase 1 is study.
In the second phase, you shall increase the quantity of Earth blood, which you are transmitting to Davana.
Phase 2 is more Earth blood.
For phase 3, we must have a live specimen, a subhuman to be used in vivisectory research.
Phase 3 is a live specimen.
You are phase 4, in which Earth blood value will be determined by your survival or your death.
Phase 4 is my life or death.
If Earth blood preserves your life, phase 5 will be the conquest, subjugation, and pasturing of the Earth subhumans. Upon your order.
Phase 5 is conquest, subjugation, and pasturing if I live.
Phase 6 will be the utter obliteration of this planet by your order, dependent upon the anticipated failure of your experiment.
What the heck's that stuff above his head? Is that like
destruction
oranges?
Of this planet.
Yeah, I think it's like a
if
mirror.
I am to die.
Phase 6 concludes the instructions.
So
Phase
it is
6
oranges.
concludes.
I am returning.
Look at that.
Looks like John McClane.
He's got his revolver.
That's interesting. The last movie, the guy was screaming McClane, and now we have a guy who looks sort of like John McClane from the Die Hard films.
Yep.
That's a cool guy. He never takes that suit off. But it's weird. He took his glasses off, then he slept with them on. Right?
Well, I guess it's just in case somebody walks in on him, maybe.
Ah,
Up already, boss?
Yeah.
After you've taken Miss Story her food, prepare the automobile. You will take me to the public library.
I hope you eat something this morning. I'm getting sick of throwing away good food.
He wants to read
Anything else,
50
boss
Shades
man?
of Grey. Is that what that book's called?
Huh?
50 Shades of Grey.
Definitely.
I must read that book. He's putting a little bit of blood in his water.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think that is in there? All right. Maybe it's Kool-Aid.
I doubt it.
Delicious Kool-Aid. I got this from the corner store. Mmm. It's a blood pill. Everything he has must have a little blood in it.
Oh, look at the gams.
Look at the
Anybody
legs on.
home?
Look at
Is that
the
you, Jeremy?
legs
Yeah,
on
I
that
got breakfast.
dame.
Well, leave it on the bureau, will you?
I sure will. After a stretch here, I'd be able to get a job at the Ritz. There, at least I get a tip.
Why, does Mr. Johnson pay you very much?
He pays me too much. I think the guy's short
So,
of two nuts and
what
bolts.
would the rating? I mean,
Would it be
I
out
guess.
of line for me to ask
These are
you just
decent
how much
legs.
he does pay you?
Nothing you could do would be out of line, baby. He pays me $300 a week.
What in the world for?
Most anything,
Such as?
such as making sure nobody goes near the cellar, and such as changing little gold ingots he gives me into U.S. money.
Ooh, look at her dressing gown
What do
slightly
you do,
open.
kid?
I'm here to keep Mr. Johnson healthy.
I'm already healthy. What time do you get off work?
She's showing a little cleavage, huh?
I'm not here to keep you happy, Jeremy.
Chauvinist
Johnson, you
pig.
strike me as a very healthy man.
I am pleased. Perhaps your treatment.
But you never have your glasses off, ever.
For a man who thinks he's going to die, you seem to be pretty
Why is
casual
that?
about it.
How can one not be casual? Death is not a remarkable thing.
No, but it's not exactly something one looks forward to with giddy anticipation.
That is true. Nor with undue dread. You have no further duties until this evening, so you may do as you like with your time until then.
Thanks. I think I'll try that pool of yours.
Oh, we're gonna get to see her in a swimsuit. So this is also just like the Attack of the
You're
Crab
gonna get yourself
Monsters.
wet.
I think
We had
everybody in this
the,
house could use
swimsuit
a little
scenes.
exercise.
Well,
Yeah.
save me a little water for when I get back from town.
I'll do that.
Yeah,
could probably
when they
use
wear
it.
the scuba stuff.
Hey, I've got a hook and line inside.
Is that
Maybe
what
I
you
ought to
mean?
go get it, huh?
I'm afraid, Jeremy, you just haven't got the right bait.
All right, she jumped in the orange water. It must have been an interesting meeting. It was like, hey, what
Morning. I
should
represent
we
the
make
Airway
the
Vacuum
water, the
Cleaning
color?
Company. You the gentleman of the house?
Blue.
This
No,
is
I want to
my
do
house.
orange.
Crazy. I'd like to show you the product.
You wish that I
Is that the
purchase
guy?
your
I
machine?
feel like I've seen
I
that
don't want
actor
you to purchase,
before.
mister. I just want to give you a free demonstration. You want to purchase, you purchase. You don't want to purchase, you don't purchase. I ain't gonna force
I've
you to
definitely
purchase.
seen this actor in some
This is one of our
films.
standard attachments. We'll clean any rug you got in the
can't put my
house,
finger
no
on
matter
it.
how deep the pile or how delicate the fabric. Ain't that something?
I do not wish to purchase.
Hey, let me finish, will you? This, as they say in the vernacular, is the darling of the vacuum cleaning world. You ever trouble with stopped up pipes or drains like in a kitchen or a cellar? Well, with this little baby, your problem is over. See, it goes right into the pipe.
No persistence. Leave my house.
Shh. Give me a chance, will you? It's just a demonstration. You see this little baby at work in your own cellar, you turn flip-flops.
No flip-flops.
No flip-flops. Look, buddy, let me have 5 minutes of your time in your own cellar. I'll prove to you that this little baby can do what no other vacuum cleaner in the world can do.
In my cellar.
That's right. Take only 5 minutes.
Come right in, young man. I shall be glad to see your machine in operation.
Crazy.
I'm thinking he is not going to get to show the machine in
Will
operation.
you just take a look at the dirt in that drain pipe, buddy? Ain't that a shame? You never know when a thing like that's gonna give you trouble. Well, we'll have it out of there in a jiffy. It's a very simple operation.
Uh-oh, the glasses are off. More blood.
Oh, he showed those eyes, huh? Ooh, she's waving at a car that is behind the bushes. I don't think they could see her waving. What do you think, Bob?
I don't think they could.
Jared,
She's just waving
I've
at...
ordered you not to sound the warning
Nothing. She's
horn
waving at bushes.
or make any high decibel noises while near me.
Sorry, boss. The jerk cut me off.
Why are all those old guys looking in the
Who are
car?
those gentlemen?
Those aren't gentlemen. Those are bums.
See, we're both asking the same question.
Those characters have hit the bottom of the barrel. They live from one day to the next just for a shot of cheap hooch.
They're unfortunate.
Unfortunate. They're happy.
Hooch.
Give them a little wine or a bottle of hair tonic and they're tickled pink.
Phase 2.
What'd you say, boss?
Nothing. Jeremy, I want you to invite three of those gentlemen to dinner tonight.
He wants to drink their
Are
blood.
you kidding?
Tonight,
He's
Jeremy.
gonna get drunk.
You'll proceed to the library.
The taste of hobos is
Anything you say.
intoxicating. Out of all the people to take the blood from, he's gonna get herpes.
You're gonna get drunk.
on home, Jeremy. I will be finished here at 5.
Gotcha, boss.
Car laid up, Doc?
Oh, Harry. Yeah, I'm afraid that car has a chronic illness.
Where you going?
Oh, over to see Nadine and our patient.
Hop in, I'll give you a lift.
Oh,
That alien dude's gonna have a chronic
I hope you
illness
and
after he
Nadine
takes
stay
those
on
hobos'
friendly
blood.
terms.
Yep.
At least
He's
until
gonna
I'm
have
back
several,
on wheels.
probably. And also an addiction.
You might actually get an addiction. Do you think you can get alcoholism from drinking
Okay,
someone's blood?
so he's incinerating a body in the basement, right? She's looking at the smoke coming out of the smokestack. Burning flesh has a smell. She would have noticed.
Wait, how do you know that, Bob? How many people have you burned?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Murderer!
Uh-oh, she's doing a naughty.
I am eating chicken right now. Just to let people know.
Uh-oh.
What's that?
That's one of the vials where he keeps the blood.
Oh, those are his blood drugs?
Those are his blood jugs, yes. And she left her purse. Uh-oh. Oh no, that's her bathing cap.
Hi, Harry.
Hi. Well, you look as if you're enjoying your job.
You've got to keep in shape. I see you've got yourself a new chauffeur.
Uh-huh.
Clear the road, will you?
Well, if it isn't Pittsburgh Perrin, the riot of every cell block.
Officer Sherborne.
Classmates?
Yeah. Jeremy here spends his summers with us. What's he doing here?
Jeremy, ask the doctor to come into my house.
I guess I've been invited inside.
I'll show you in, Doctor. Is Jeremy really a criminal?
Two-bit crook. Can't imagine what he's doing working for a man of Johnson's class.
He's probably trying to reform. Come on in, I'll build you a cup of coffee while the brains talk.
She's gonna build him a cup of coffee.
You may go.
I feel like they're trying to be very hip with the dialogue.
I assume,
They're using
Doctor,
a lot
you
of like
have
young
further
people slang.
scrutinized my blood?
I certainly have, Mr. Johnson.
What, like build you a
There
cup
are
of
many
coffee?
questions I'd like to ask you.
That desire is predictable. How many answers you receive, however, is not predictable. Have you spoken to anyone of this?
No, I feel it best to keep it an absolute secret.
An excellent feeling, Doctor. Can you tell me anything that I do not know?
I can tell you this. Your blood is different from any I've ever studied in my entire career.
In what way?
In the first place, no man on earth should be able to live with such a low count of red corpuscles as you have.
Continue.
In the second place, your blood's
Continue.
behaving in
What
an
else?
impossible manner. The agglutinin
Is it
breaking down, destroying
sexy?
the basic structure of the blood itself. The result
is evaporated blood.
Well, that's an oversimplification. Blood within the veins couldn't possibly evaporate. The more precise term would be...
Evaporation as a term will suffice, Doctor. Have you found a cause?
Not yet.
But you think you will?
I may. I'm already neglecting my other work to devote all my time to this problem. God forbid such a dreadful new plague should strike the earth.
Yes. God forbid.
You seem already aware of what's happening to you.
I am aware, Doctor. If a cure is not soon forthcoming, the blood of my body will turn to dust and I will die.
As a doctor, it's my job to try to cheer up the patient.
That is an infantile attitude, Doctor. Continue your studies and return to me again when you have learned more.
Yes, perhaps I shall learn something soon. I feel that time is the great element in this case.
Time is indeed the only element, Doctor. I hope you will return soon, Doctor.
So his blood is evaporating.
Is Bill and Nadine with lies about me.
You are safe in my employ, Jeremy. Tell the policeman to take the doctor away. Then you will go to the park and collect my dinner guests.
So it's evaporating. I thought it was like getting thick.
No, it's evaporating and turning to dust.
In his body?
Apparently.
Jeff 7?
We're all having to suspend our disbelief here.
Wouldn't that probably just give him clots?
What's your angle here, Pittsburgh?
You mix something dry with like something wet.
It better be straight.
Yeah, I guess he's got muddy
From now on, I'll have
blood.
my eye on this place. See you tonight.
Or it evaporates, I guess, because he's like super hot internally.
I don't know. Like, there's no way you could kind of
You have such an honest face.
frame it that it
I don't
makes
think blood
sense.
can evaporate.
Because I
Can
can't
it?
It
find
can't.
No. I gotta go now.
I mean, unless his blood is water. You think he has water blood?
Well, no, because they're saying it's similar to human blood.
All right.
Uh-oh, he found her swimming cap.
Big feed? You're bullying. Who's bringing it? My boss. He's a crackpot philanthropist. Any chaser? You get a free fifth of French cognac when you leave. I'm with you. Got a couple of friends? Baden. Hey, Steino. Meeting house. They're a little drunk. He's a jolly good fellow.
Oh my goodness.
He's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good fellow. They're dead drunk.
I like that the first guy, like, looked behind him to see where he was gonna fall before he, like, collapsed, dead.
It must be something about helping people that gets into characters like us.
Couldn't be the money.
Or the hours.
Do you like this job you're
Must be the money.
Different. They all are, but this one's especially interesting.
on? Johnson's some kind of a foreigner, isn't he?
He's got a dialect, but I can't place it. I'll have to ask him.
He sure is a cold one.
It's cold and odd and brilliant. He has a fantastically powerful mind, and yet he seems unaware of the simplest things.
Like how to park a car. Why does he wear those glasses?
I don't know.
Finally, someone
Can't
asked that
discuss my
question.
patient's condition, you know.
I'm interested in the condition of a certain nurse.
Don't worry about me. Did you ever try and tangle with a nurse?
No, but I've seen a couple of heavyweights take their count when they try.
There's a few things in our training that might surprise you.
You want to bet? I guess this is your house.
Oh, he's stocked up.
A lot of blood.
Jeremy!
Thank you, Harry. I had a wonderful evening.
That's my standard treatment for high-class nurses.
Creep in a two-bit crook. I don't like the feel of this place. Be careful in there, Nadine.
Oh, I'll be all right. I'm a big girl now.
Sure. Good night.
Good night.
Take the case directly to the living room and return here. I have further duties for you. Carefully.
It's in here, King Farouk.
Are you ready for your transfusion, Mr. Johnson? It's almost that time.
I will be ready in an hour. Come to the living room then.
All right.
This night I am transmitting the blood of phase 2. The study of phase
Oh
1.
no,
is
he's
in progress.
sending
Within
drunk
24
hobo blood.
good hours, I shall locate and transmit the
He's
live
gonna have to
specimen
drink that
of
hobo
Earth
blood?
subhuman, as
He's
you
sending
have
it back to
instructed.
his home planet as
I have no
like a
information on my own
representative.
probability of life or
He's
death.
got low standards, you know. But nowadays that'd be considered offensive, right?
I guess if your blood is turning to dust like
And the
hobo blood.
drunken hobo blood.
is better than
Drunken
just
old
blood.
hobo. I was gonna
Yes,
say
sir,
homo.
the same neck punctures as on the others. All right, Lieutenant, I'll let you know the
I almost
middle
said
thing.
The woman was the 12th, wasn't she?
13th. It's a miracle the papers haven't put them all together. I can just see those vampire headlines.
Any break in the case yet?
Nothing. This killer is a fiend of the most diabolical kind. Interested in only one thing, blood.
Broski, you're
What
in
can he
Los
do with it? He's no
Angeles. I'm
idiot.
sure you've seen fiends of
He has
diabolical
an ugly
kinds.
device. that
All
burns
he
into
knows
the
is
victim's
blood.
eyes. Burns the brain right in the skull. Then he takes the blood.
13.
I knew it.
Maybe more. Missing persons rate's gone up sharply. The Airways Vacuum Cleaner Company has got men out looking for a door-to-door salesman.
They probably don't want the salesman, they want the cleaner. Oh, don't worry, George, you'll crack it.
Crack it, I can't even scratch it. All I can think of is who'll be next.
He looks like a chonkified Mickey Rooney a little
He
bit.
sort of looks like Jackie Gleason a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, a little serving
Everyone in
Jackie
close
Gleason too.
relations in the city, Miss Story.
Why? Somebody leave me $1 million?
Just on that gray
Merely the
chair.
curiosity
It's made
of
his
the
hand
patient.
gray.
Well, I have a 200-pound aunt in Detroit that
Purple.
sends me a box of saltwater
Purple
candy
hand.
every Christmas.
Are you close to your aunt?
She raised me as a child. Every now and then she gets on the phone to have a nice, long, collect chat with me.
You may increase the flow of blood this time, Miss Story.
Mr. Johnson, for a
I
man
need
who
some
didn't
more
know
of
he had to
that
have a blood
hobo
test
blood.
before a transfusion, you seem to know an awful lot about medicine now.
He wants that hobo blood in him as soon as
The
possible.
last 3 days?
Yes. Perhaps you could give me a bit of information that I was unable to discover in my research.
What's that?
In the uranium method of cancer examination, it is true that the uranium flies to the cancerous area, but the books neglected to give me an explanation.
Well, that's true. Nobody knows the reason.
Then one assumption may be that since cancer attracts radioactivity, that the cancerous tissue itself may be charged with a negative energy. Possibly that might lead to a cure. What do you think?
I'm sure I don't think anything, Mr.
You're a
Johnson.
genius.
Now, you just lie still until the transfusion is finished.
Yes. Very well.
I did like smirk.
Because he thinks he's figured it out.
He's cured cancer.
I
cured
think he
cancer.
thinks. I think he thinks cancer might cure his problem.
Oh, all right. I thought he was going to say that hobo blood is a cure.
Hobo blood is something.
Oh, drunken hobo blood. He wants Chinese tonight.
No, Lila. Lila.
Oh, whoa.
I have brought the specimen.
He shall follow me back.
He's like, but I'm not gay.
With his transmission, phase 3 is completed.
Phase 3 is completed. Phase
Yes,
1
you are
near
gay.
completion. Soon you must complete Phase 4.
Now eat the
There's
oranges.
destruction within the Council of the Northern Orbit.
Destruction?
Rule is dissolving. Independent action increases on a 73-degree
This is like
tangent.
Zordon, right?
It is a bit like
Result
Zordon.
of phase
Predates
4
Power
shall be
Rangers.
known to me
This
in
is like the
3 of
demonic
earth
Zordon.
solar days.
I shall return to Nevada and tell him so. It must be no more than 3 days.
Gun no Lila.
Accelerated timeline. You know, it'd be interesting to see if somebody who speaks either Mandarin or Cantonese can actually verify whether or not that's real.
I'm gonna make
Or
a
if it's
wild
just
guess and say
noise.
that they just made
Like,
up
"Mama,
made
ha,
sounds.
ha, ha."
I think that's what that was. Are they sending him off?
Yes.
They should have like the Star Trek teleportation sound. Well, it's the same effect.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's see what the patient put away this morning.
So they sent him to the other planet so he could be a
He
blood
never eats. I think
sacrifice
he
or
keeps a
used
window
for
open and lives
blood.
on the smog.
Is that what they did, Bob?
Maybe,
Huh?
maybe not.
Did they send him
What
away
was
to
in
use him
this?
as blood?
Water?
Yep.
Black water?
Not when I took it into him. Maybe he took a bath in it.
Ooh, it's got a chemical smell. It's vile.
This guy is 6 kinds of a freak.
Maybe you're right, Jeremy.
Yeah, baby. Sure I'm right.
Look, Jeremy. Is there anything else you've noticed about him that's different?
I noticed a couple of things in the last 2 days that look worse than different.
I can't get over the fact he
Night
looks
before
like Jerry
last, he had me
Lewis.
bring those stumblebums out here to dinner, remember?
Yeah.
He looks just like
I
Jerry
saw them when
Lewis.
I left on my date with Harry.
Look at her purple arms.
You went out,
Yep.
but they
You
stayed
should
in.
get that looked at.
What do you mean?
After dinner, he sends me out to work on the car. Later, I come back and he says the bums are gone. But they ain't. Because I was outside all the time and I would have heard him.
You mean to tell me that you think that there's still someplace in this house?
I don't think nothing. But what happened last night was a real dilly.
What happened?
The boss second stories it in about 2 o'clock in the morning and he has a Chinaman with him.
Yeah, and 3 pink elephants.
Baby, I can see in the dark. He takes a Chinaman into his room and neither one of them comes out. I saw the boss in there this morning and he acted like nothing happened.
Or maybe nothing did.
I figure it's my business to think the same thing. Sometimes I get the creeps.
Yeah, so do I.
Glad to have company. Hey, you want to snoop around some? Maybe he's making atom bombs down there in the basement.
No, I think we're jumping at shadows. Mr. Johnson's a very considerate employer. But I will tell you one thing. As his nurse, I think I ought to take this down to the lab and find out what it is Mr. Johnson's putting inside of himself. Instead of food.
Yeah, we know what he's doing.
Where are we going today, boss?
You will leave me at the bookstore in Townley Hills district. You will then proceed to the service station. Later, I will meet you at the parking lot nearby.
Why the station?
I would like the vehicle scrutinized for any possible mechanical damage I might have done.
Okay.
I see Miss Story's vehicle is gone.
Why does he sound
she
like
went
the
into town to
Terminator?
catch
Or
a
like,
show.
like he's trying to play a machine.
I
right?
believe she was looking for this.
He sounds like a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, well, they said it in the plot
In the
synopsis
cellar,
that
Jeremy.
that's what's supposed to
return.
make him not of this earth.
What, sounding like a robot?
Well, that he like blends in
Do you have any
in
idea
all
what it
ways
is?
except
No,
how
none
he
at all.
talks.
Where'd you get it?
But I feel like they went a little too hard with that.
Let's just say it's a food supplement a friend
You're
of mine
like,
built.
what's your inspiration?
Well,
A weird
something for
messed
an
up
internist
version of
to
Bela
analyze, not for
Lugosi?
me.
Yeah, I know, but I think you might
Weird
find it
flat
interesting.
version of
It's
it.
for you, Nadine. He says he's the FBI.
It's Bela Lugosi without the Russian accent.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
I had this blood sample tested. You had the dog pound sent over?
And?
It's rabies, all right. A virulent case.
Yes, well, label it carefully, please, and put it back in the chest. I'll have a use for it later.
Hello?
I'll put it in my
Secret
soup.
Agent Do Re Mi? Did you track down those stolen police arch supports?
Arch supports, I ride a motorcycle.
Yeah, well, that's another kind of support.
Well, at least you can't call me a flatfoot. What's happening tonight?
Well, there's supposed to be an eclipse of the moon in Johannesburg, South Africa.
What say we eclipse the stake? I'm on night duty. Go on at 9.
All right.
Okay, Doc. Pick you up at 6. Bye.
Bye.
I was going to ask you to come back
I
here at
just
8
put
tonight.
the rabies
I should
blood
have
in my
those
soup.
tests run by then.
It's going to
I
be
did want
delicious.
to see the results of those tests. I'll tell you what, Harry will probably take me to the El Dorado. Do you know the place?
Very well.
Well, then I'll make sure he takes me there. And when you get the final results of the supplement, come on over and have a bite with us.
I'll do that.
What
Okay,
in
I'll
the
see you
world kind of nurse-doctor relationship is this? She's the boss of him, basically. He's like, oh, you should stay and find out the results of this stuff that you're making me run tests on. She's like, nah, just meet us at dinner.
It's very progressive, isn't it?
I've got a date, okay? Just meet us at dinner.
Well, never sobers in the comments. How's it going, man? We're watching Not of This Earth.
It is a vampire from space. Dun dun dun. Produced by the same guy who made the movie we watched last night.
Yes, it's made by Roger Corman.
1957.
Why are you here?
I escaped. I came through the beam in your dwelling.
Penalty for using the dimension warp is immediate dispatch.
I had to do it. I had to escape the mob.
What has happened?
The wars are finished. The blood supply vanishes. The enemy captives have been taken from pasture, killed and their blood removed on the spot. I had to escape or perish.
You were justified. You shall not be punished for using
I don't
the
know if
dimension
it's dope.
warp.
It's
and
something.
You may help me to expedite my work here.
I shall help you.
You are the recorder. I sent a live specimen through the beam with the courier. Was the subhuman satisfactory?
The courier is dead, murdered for his blood. The specimen of Earth humanoid arrived in the Davana beam in a compressed state. He was crushed to the size of this communication.
Crushed?
The department concluded reservedly that it is impossible to transmit a human or subhuman anatomy through the beam from the Earth end. The courier lived because he never left the beam.
If the conclusion is correct, you and I will be unable to return to Devana. However, I shall send another specimen this night.
If it is correct, we must remain upon this world until we expire. I would prefer the outer planets of this system to the present agony of Devana.
That is an emotional statement.
It is an emotional time. And if I do not receive blood within 4 chronoctons of time, I will have no continuing need for emotion.
You shall have blood.
Yeah, they use telepathy, and you missed them using telepathy to speak some approximation of Chinese just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, he can speak all languages.
Nadine, you've got to tell me where you got that stuff. Oh, hello, Harry.
Hello, Doc.
Where?
From a friend?
I like how you just completely
Your
ignored
friend
him.
must
He
be an
walks in. He's like,
amazing
"Oh, hello,
person."
you're here."
Wait till you see the eyes.
Well, the
Wait, he
compound's
breaks glass with his eyes too?
Not
Well,
only does
his
it contain
eyeballs
every
boil
vitamin known to
brains.
man,
That's how he
but a
kills
few I've never
people.
even seen before.
He boils
and it
their
has the
brains in
basic
their
food
head.
structures concentrated with bulk,
Then
roughage,
steals their
energy,
blood.
and diet control, all in the same molecular structure.
Do you mean that he's combined all of this into one primary unit?
Yes. Who's he?
Mr. Johnson.
Oh. Well, let's see what they have here for a hungry man.
Do you think it's possible to reproduce Johnson's unit?
I think we've discussed this sufficiently. Now, I guess I'll try the breaded veal cutlets.
I thought you were a plant. What do you mean?
Who's a plant?
Never sober.
place looks
You
like
see it?
an
No, never
exhibit
sober.
from a
I'm not
Vocal
saying he's a
Age
plant.
Museum.
He's saying I thought you were a plant.
This world is as
Oh.
ours was of that time. Your observation is correct. Lie there on that plain. I shall bring the blood.
Man, this guy got all the good drinks. Chicken broccoli.
Oh no.
Damn, look at this, like a fine bottle of wine.
Well, that's how they used to store. They used to do transfusions from glass bottles.
He's got all that hobo blood in it.
Technically,
He's
this
got
is not a
good hobo blood.
transfusion, it is an infusion. They are putting it in, they are not taking things out and swapping it.
That looks wonderful.
Why would he write that on that?
dressing recipe, sir. Doctor, don't you even want to discuss this?
So he's
subject?
giving her the rabies
No,
blood?
my dear, I do not.
Well, I don't know.
I like how they write it at the bottom of the bottle.
I've put in a long
so you
day.
can fuck
Just
up,
the,
right?
like,
I've
least
described the
logical
concept.
Yeah,
That's all there is
exactly.
to it. I'd like to eat my dinner and get back to the clinic.
You put like poison at the bottle of the bottle.
All right, let's get on with
Thinks,
the
oh, it's just
salad.
another bottle of blood.
It is finished.
That's also how I feel about
Do you
salads.
feel
Let's get on
relieved?
with the salad.
I feel
Get the garbage out of the way and get to the
The
meat.
blood of this planet is rich. Soon you will find strength. Rise.
So, for the
We
folks
must
who haven't
leave this
seen
place.
previously, that blood
There
he
is
just gave her is
activity
from
within me.
the
It will
pound
pass.
from a rabid dog. So,
Yes,
he
so-
just gave her rabies.
Yeah, he fucked up, man.
That was a poor choice.
He was
that
trying to
made.
save her and he gave her rabies. What an asshole. All right, we have a commercial here. It's a very important commercial.
Oh boy.
It's for a product that I don't think people should take, but I think I don't know. We're paying the bills here, man. Here goes.
You know, if you were to follow a busy doctor as he makes his daily round of calls, you'd find yourself having a mighty busy time keeping up with him. Time out for many men of medicine usually means just long enough to enjoy a cigarette. And because they know what a pleasure it is to smoke a mild, good-tasting cigarette, they're particular about the brand they choose. In a repeated national survey, doctors in all branches of medicine, doctors in all parts of the country were asked, "What cigarette do you smoke, doctor?" Once again, the brand named most was Camel. Yes, according to this repeated nationwide survey, more doctors smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Why not change to Camels for the next 30 days and see what a difference it makes in your smoking enjoyment? See how Camels agree with your throat. See how mild and good tasting a cigarette can be.
All
Trust
right,
the science,
so,
guys.
You got to trust the science. You got to trust it. I mean,
Doctors
cigarettes
smoke Camels.
Obviously, cigarettes have vitamin C in them.
And by C, you mean cancer.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean cancer. It's a great ad. But remember to subscribe to FUTV. If you're just joining us, just understand that we will send you obviously we're going to have these little, what did I say, Bob? We're going to have like these little quizzes in the future.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to win a plunger.
You're going to get a plunger.
An FU Theater themed plunger.
A moist towelette.
You could show this to your parents or your significant other, and they'll know that you've...
or you can use it to play fetch with your dog.
Yes,
whatever.
They'll know that you've done great things in your life. Yeah, I mean, you can unclog your toilet with that. Yes. All right, we're going back to the movie. We're watching Not of This Earth, the Roger Corman, what is it, 1957?
1957.
1957 classic.
Space vampires.
We proceed to your dwelling.
No, we are too similar. There is a hotel 50 decabeds in that direction.
I will be alone among the subhumans. I do not know how to behave.
Damn, that's pretty racist, huh?
Clerk will speak to you vocally. You must remain in a state of lingua receptivity and imitate his sounds and meanings.
You will remain in contact?
I will come to you at the hotel place on the noon of the Earth star.
She is full of rabies right now.
She is absolutely rabid.
She's feeling that shit, bro. It's like, damn. That rabies is kicking in, man.
But, I mean, but rabies takes a while. It takes a few days to kill you.
Does it?
Yeah. So I don't understand how she would be dying, like, in a few minutes.
She's dying. What you trying to say, bro?
Savannah! Get Dr. Jackson.
He's just there. He just happens to be there.
Let's get into my office. I'll take a look at this.
She's slipping, Doctor.
Oh, massage her arms.
Don't massage. Yes,
Still
massage
alive.
around.
Look at her glasses.
Massage
They're just
around.
I know. I'll take those glasses
What is
off.
this guy? A groper? Oh no, she's gonna open her eyes and kill him.
Gone. Get an ophthalmologist. And call the coroner's office.
Get an ophthalmologist.
I don't think an ophthalmologist is going to help.
She's dead. Get an ophthalmologist.
That was a very peaceful death from rabies. People who get rabies and die as a result of it do not die so
You
peacefully.
will come with me. I must have a second live specimen.
Get an ophthalmologist. That's all he could think of when he saw those white eyes.
You will drive the automobile as I direct.
Oh, so he doesn't like horns.
Nope.
Hello?
Honey, I've been trying to reach you for 10 minutes.
Well, I just got in a second. What's up?
I'm at Dr. Rochelle's. A woman died in the hospital tonight.
Yes?
Is Johnson there?
I don't know.
Look, Nadine,
He's
I
like,
want you to get
"Yes."
out of the house right now.
Harry, what are you talking about?
The woman who died, she had no eyes. At
What?
least not like ours.
I don't follow you.
She wore the same kind of glasses Johnson
Why would he
wears.
say she has no eyes?
Uh-oh.
I don't think he's a human being.
Whoa.
Harry, have you
Just
been
because
drinking?
Look, if I didn't have to
just
go on
because of
duty
some
in a half hour, I'd
sunglasses?
come out there and get you myself. Just take my word for it. Johnson's dangerous and get out of there.
Well, look, maybe you have got something. I'll tell
That's
you
an
what.
interesting
You
connection
stay
there,
there
huh?
until just before you have to go on duty.
The
I'll see what I can find out on
But
my own, and
anybody
then
who
I'll
wears
call you back.
sunglasses just might
nuts?
not be
Beat it out of
human.
that place.
Goodbye, Dom.
She looked like she thought about it. You saw that look in her face?
It
Like, he
is
might be right.
impossible
Women's
for you to
empowerment,
escape.
man. She doesn't want to be
Come
told what
to
to
me.
do.
I hear you. You can't hurt me now. It doesn't work now.
It's a lie. I am not so injured.
Harry says he's not a human human being.
I don't think he's for real neither.
Well, where is he?
He put me in a taxi and took off in the car with some queer-looking dame.
Whoa,
Let's
whoa,
give
whoa.
us a chance to search the house.
Did you
Come
just
on,
say
let's try the living
queer-looking
room.
dame?
Make it snappy.
They didn't mean it like that in those days.
What do you mean by? What do you mean by that?
Find anything?
Not yet. How
By
about you?
queer, they meant
What's this?
strange.
Strange, huh? You gotta speak up a little bit, Bob. You can't say. You gotta get real close when you
Good.
speak
Maybe
like
we
that.
hit something.
Strange.
All right, so queer doesn't mean like a dyke or a gay woman.
No. Uh-oh.
Well, now we've really got something.
I don't think we ought to fool with it. It might blow up.
What's that? Something here you can't get your hand through.
What is this thing?
I don't think I want to know. Whatever it is, no one on this world ever made it.
You mean the boss is some kind of man from Mars?
I don't care what he is, but I think we ought to smash this thing.
You couldn't bust through that with a 20-pound sledge.
There's nothing we can do about this.
Look at that machine. It looks like
I'll
it
stay
has
here,
like a
you
little
go down the cellar and see
propeller
what you can
or
find.
like something for like a
Okay.
sink.
They made
like
that out of like a Chinese takeaway box.
You saw that? Like the
Yes.
top, the handle on it was like from like a sink. Nice.
The skull wouldn't be attached to the mandible.
Yeah.
The connective tissue would be
medical
gone.
snob.
I'm just saying it doesn't make sense. Okay.
Hello?
Nadine,
Yes, doctor.
Harry told you about the woman who died here tonight.
He said she was like Johnson.
This has nothing to do with our patient. The woman seems to lack any visible aperture on her optical tissue. She has a fantastic blood disease in which the agglutinins disintegrating.
Disintegrating? Is that what killed her?
No,
Whoa,
she
what the
died of
heck's
rabies.
happening?
He died of rabies.
I've been
Died of
experimenting
rabies.
with the blood from
Whoa,
a
whoa,
rabid
whoa.
dog. Someone injected that same blood into her tonight, at least an hour ago. The impossible part is that she lived through the transfusion.
Who would do such a horrible thing?
Someone who knew that she needed blood desperately and didn't know what kind of stuff he was pumping into her.
I say it was Johnson.
Doctor, do you think Mr. Johnson is suffering from the same disease as this woman?
He's got a STD from the bum blood.
No, he sent the bum blood to
I will
Devana.
not discuss Mr.
Wait,
Johnson.
what's happening here? It's like lagging.
About this woman. I think I know the cause and treatment of her disease.
You do?
Yes.
Rabies blood. All right, we're going to let that buffer a little bit. And while that's doing that, next time, don't worry, I'm going to download the movie. Don't worry, don't be angry at me. Don't hit me. All right, while we're waiting for this thing to buffer a little bit, we're going to be getting a message from Bela Lugosi. But before that, let's ask Cary Grant what he thinks of this movie so far. Hey, Cary, what do you think? All right, he likes the movie, it looks like. Yeah. All right, so we have Bela Lugosi. Let's see if that works. Oh, it doesn't. All right, let's see if we can get this to work. All right, Bela Lugosi, where are you?
Dead.
No, don't say that. Oh, that's not Bela Lugosi.
He's also dead, though.
It must have hurt, right? Oh, wait, I got my clips mixed up. That's not the right clip. This is your fault, Bob.
It's probably my fault. Almost definitely.
Yeah, it must be your fault. Let's see that. Oh, it's the wrong clip. I have the same clip twice. All right, give me a second.
Mr. Topper.
Bear with me.
No.
Why?
Why not?
All right, so
You know, if you were to follow a busy doctor as he
All right,
makes
give me
his
one
daily
second.
round of calls,
Oh,
you'd
boy.
find yourself having a mighty busy time keeping up with him. Time out for many men of medicine usually means...
Okay, let's see. I think I found it.
People. All going somewhere.
Yeah, people going places.
All with their own thoughts, their own ideas. All with their own personality.
Mr. Johnson, is that you?
One is wrong because he does right. And one is right because he does.
All right, great.
people.
Okay, let's see if the movie's back. That screwed up a little bit. Sorry about that. It is what it is, bro. This is a live show. Subscribe to FUTV. Don't worry, I'll download the movie next time. All right, what do you think of the movie so far, Bob?
I think it's really fun. It's not as like campy and ridiculous as Attack of the Crab Monsters was, but it's fun nonetheless. Definitely a lot of implausible things here, but it's fun. It's a good movie.
I think it's I mean, I like the cheesiness of the crab monsters. This one actually is kind of creepy, but a little bit not too exciting. I don't know. We'll see how it is at the end. All right, here we go.
Apparently, the victim has lived in an area that's been constantly charged with radioactive material. It was this atmosphere that affected the blood.
Where would such an atmosphere be found?
In a place where continuous nuclear detonations had taken place over a period of years. An area of all-out nuclear warfare.
But there is no such place.
Yes, I know, my dear. There's no doubt in my mind that this woman is something other than human. She's an alien.
I see.
I see.
What
She's
would
an
be the
alien.
First,
Makes
removal
perfect
from the
sense.
toxic atmosphere, and then a complete change of blood.
Would this cure Mr. Johnson?
I'm not speaking of Johnson.
But he fits your description.
You always speak of Johnson. Damn
Dr. Rochelle,
pervert.
does this man have some kind of a power over you? Has he threatened your life or something?
Nadine, I really must hang up. I have a great deal of work to do.
Look, Dr. Rochelle,
The doctor is no longer in contact with Story.
I've hung up on him.
Remain in your room.
He has the power to hang up the phone call. Oh, he didn't even dodge. He still hit him. Man. That sucks. He killed Jerry Lewis?
He killed Jeremy. Oh no.
Jerry Lewis is
Why
dead.
would she leave? Oh, well, I guess.
Why? What's going
Do not
spicy?
run from me, Nadine. I am going to
It's like the
dispatch
slowest phone call.
Mr. Johnson, but I'm not going to open
She's a pterodactyl. Yes, you will look in my eyes. That's completely unintentional. Look how tiny her waist is.
Well, that's also kind of an optical illusion, right? Because she's got a very broad collar and a very big skirt. Yeah. So she probably does have a narrow waist, but it's exaggerated in this.
They make her hips
shape of
look
garment.
like real big, right?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
That is a style that was developed by Christian Dior in the immediate aftermath of World War II called the New Look. It redefined fashion, actually.
There is no
looks
place
good.
for you to hide. You may conceal your person, but I can find your mind. And I shall destroy your doctor.
I shall destroy your doctor?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Well, just as long as you don't destroy me.
Yeah, she's probably like, all right, you're going to kill my boss, but me and my boyfriend are going to be fine.
What he doesn't know is that she couldn't hear him. Like,
She was too busy screaming.
his range isn't that far, you know. He's got to get a better connection. He should get, like, you know, those things they have from the internet company where you can bounce your signal a little further.
It's a rage
I thought that was a
extender.
Barbie doll for a second. Was it an octopus? What the heck? That looks like a head hugger from Half-Life 2.
It does. I bet you that team saw this movie. 'Cause that looks like a face, face hugger.
Listen to me. I am not going to kill you. You
Well,
and your doctor.
Geiger
have
would have
cured
been a contemporary of
You have
this, and
saved
he
the
had the
people
face
of Devon.
huggers.
Yes.
So
Because
he
of
probably
you,
saw
we
this
shall
film,
live.
and then the Half-Life team ripped off Geiger.
I am coming.
Could be. I mean, they were definitely inspired by.
I think we've just found the etiology of the face huggers.
Yeah, it's sci-fi. You know, they're big.
Proto
sci-fi.
face
This
hugger.
blood's amazing. I think the coroner will agree.
I can't wait any longer, Doctor. I've got to go on duty right away.
Well, I guess I can continue my examination alone.
If the dean calls, tell her I've gone to work.
Oh, well, Harry, why don't you try to get her again?
Once more. To think of her under the same roof with that monster.
Mr. Johnson is no monster.
Yeah, that's some real good effects, right?
Good night, Doctor.
Good night, Harry.
It is flying, right? It's a flying,
It's like sort of floating.
weird, like squid creature.
Do not run.
They're bringing
I
the
am
squid
coming.
creature in real late in the film, aren't they?
I mean, you can't just drop a squid creature on us.
Yeah. Can't drop it on us at like the last, like what? What's left of like 7 minutes in this movie? 8 minutes?
Yeah.
Now they're dropping it, but it's more. It's where we at right now? Oh, yeah, we got like film is coming to an end. Wow, you can totally see that's not on ropes. It actually saw his face. So it is a face hugger. They got the doctor.
Oh,
it's a lot
boy.
of blood.
Seems wasteful considering
I know,
they need
I was
blood.
thinking the exact same thing. That guy's
I know
just gonna come
where
and like,
you
no.
I'm driving directly to
Then he
you.
tastes. He's like, this isn't what I like. I like the bum blood.
5th Precinct, Sergeant Walton.
It's got a different taste to it.
I've got to talk to Harry Sherburne. I've got to talk to him.
Hold it, lady. Don't get so excited. Now, what do you want to talk to him about? Maybe I can help you.
Please. He's after me. I've got to talk to him.
Traffic duty. Who's after you?
Oh, please. Please.
Look, lady, you've got to calm down and tell me what's the matter. Some hysterical dame wants to talk to you. Can't figure what...
Lady?
Oh, Harry. Thank God. Johnson's after me.
Where are you?
I'm at the picnic grounds parking lot.
Stay there, I'm on my way.
I can't stay.
Nadine?
No, that car's going real fast, huh?
Yep.
And I ain't no
I'm going
computer.
out.
Well, because he
effect.
doesn't know how to drive a car, and he killed his driver.
Yeah. Damn, but you saw that's a crazy effect. You could tell, back then that was a real person next to that car going that fast. And those cars were built like freaking. Like
Yeah, you could drive through like a wall.
Those were some crazy cars.
You cannot run forever, Nadine. Your friend cannot help you.
He took her shoes off it.
I love that she's somehow managing to like run in stockings faster
She
than a
falls
car.
down. That's like the classic right there, right?
Yep.
He just falls down. She tripped over nothing.
Well, she's wearing silk stockings. They are slippery.
She tripped over the air.
She tripped over a plot device. And she keeps stopping and looking back and waiting for him to catch up.
Look at this. He's just. Oh, well, he is a little faster than. He's not your average like movie like baddie where they walk in
I
slow
don't see either
motion.
one of them. Look, we'll separate. You take the roads around the north side, and I'll take the one past the zoo. Simmons, no siren.
Okay.
No siren, just really loud engine.
And driving really fast,
Yeah, you
recklessly.
heard how loud that was?
Yeah.
Stop running.
I can't take him seriously with those sunglasses
Stop
on. He
running.
looks like one
And
of the
then he's
Blues
obviously not running. He's obviously just sort of like jogging in place.
Stop running.
Brothers. Stop running. Oh yeah, that's totally gonna make me stop. He looks like one of the Blues Brothers. I just can't take it
He
seriously.
does.
You just won't listen, will you? Stop running.
My strength has returned.
Yes.
It has returned.
I shall not kill you.
Oh.
You shall not kill me.
The first specimen I sent to Davana was crushed. It may have been an accident. I shall send another.
You shall send another.
It shall be you.
It shall be me.
Rise. We will walk to the automobile.
Whoa, he's taking her over.
Yep.
I don't know. This just seems illegal to me.
I am
You
about
can't
to
pick
be
up
attacked.
girls like this.
Return to my house. I shall dispose of the intruder. Return to the house and enter the transmission beam in the living room.
Return and enter the beam.
When you are inside the beam, slide the power lever. It will send you to Davana.
It will send me to Davana.
Yeah, she's gonna just have a meander down the road in that state. Nobody's gonna notice. It'll be fine.
It got me hit the tree like it felt like a ton of bricks. You saw that?
Yep. Well, because his brain got boiled.
What was that? A drive-by boiling? Just like looked at him. Oh, wow, that's quick, isn't it?
Nadine, did Johnson do this?
Yes.
How?
With his eyes.
Is that him?
He doesn't
Yes.
he doesn't seem very like
all right?
bothered by the fact that
I'm
that
all right.
officer got killed like that, right? He's like, hey, did Johnson do this? Yes. Okay. All right, I'll go get him. Yep. He's dead. No one cares. I'll get ya. I'll get ya. You just killed my partner.
My girlfriend's gonna go ship herself express to a different planet, but, you know, that's fine.
Yeah, he's got to get him. She's just going to drown herself. There's nothing wrong with that. Where is she going?
To put herself into the transporter beam.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like the Asian dude, right?
Yep.
Why doesn't he, like, do that, like, transport himself everywhere? They seem to have, like, a teleportation device.
Yeah, but I think the teleportation device just goes to the other planet.
Oh, they should probably set up, you know, ones that are on Earth and make it a lot easier to move around. He's just looking. Oh, he's trying to look back again.
Alien. Look at them.
My eyes are alien.
Oh
My eyes
no!
are alien.
Is he gonna kill Johnson before she goes to Davana?
Look at me.
Look at me. He's too busy looking back. See, bro? Did this dude just like kill himself by accident?
Yep.
What the heck? What kind of ending is that? Oh, that fire is actually pretty done well, like the colorization.
Here lies a man who was not a bit on the nose, bit heavy-handed ending there.
Wow. He's like the
In a way,
idiot
I
killed
feel sorry
himself.
for him.
You feel
Why
sorry for
sorry?
him? What about your partner?
Buried so far from home.
Wait, who
far
is that?
from
Is that his
everyone he
partner?
knew.
No, but I think there's another
I
alien
can't
walking
feel
up
sorry
behind
for
him.
him. He had no emotions as we know them.
Wait, they buried
It was
this
a
guy?
foreign thing coming
Yep.
here to destroy us.
All right, so they buried him,
Thank God he
but he
tried
doesn't.
so hard.
Why wouldn't he be at his friend's funeral, the officer?
Come on.
Instead, he's at the
Because
alien.
they have to set up.
He's at the alien's
That
funeral.
there's
that-
a new
that
one.
killed his partner. So he looks like a salesman, right? That's like a thing.
All right.
All right, so that's the end of
That's the
Not-
end of Not of This Earth.
yeah, Not of This Earth, the Roger Corman classic, I guess.
So Roger Corman seems to be not great at endings. Like, I think he tries to do some like gotcha, aha, big gangbuster ending, and it just kind of is like feels incomplete.
Yeah, I mean there was a lot of films were like that back in the day, right?
Yeah, but it
there-
was
a lot of kung fu movies are like that for some weird reason. It's like they didn't know how to button up the movie.
But yeah, it was fun. It was a very different vibe than Attack of the Crab Monsters. I understand why they paired them, but they don't go together.
Well, I mean they're very different films. Like one is actually a lot darker than the other one. Like the Crab Monsters is kind of it's very campy and
Yeah,
kind
we
of
thought
funny.
so too. Never Sober.
This one just has interesting choices of lines, but
Yeah, I feel like Attack of the Crab Monsters was high camp.
Yeah.
It was like very campy, very ridiculous. And this one was kind of more serious, but still ridiculous. Never Sober says that was a cool movie.
oh yeah, happy you liked it, man. Yeah, we're probably I think me and Bob are gonna be doing like a marathon for Halloween. Do you want to do that, Bob?
Yeah.
We're probably going to do a marathon. It's going to run a few hours. We're going to watch a bunch of different films. And one of those films is probably going to end up being Night of the Living Dead.
Don't give away spoilers.
All right, I won't spoil it.
Only give away plungers.
Yeah, we're going to have people on the panel. I'm just figuring out this the OBS Ninja thing now. I actually put a link in the comments, but the show's coming to an end now. Yeah. We have a lot more stuff planned for the show. We want to do like we want to do call-ins where people do, I think I've said it earlier, where we ask them these different trivia questions, and if they answer it, we'll give them a prize. And yeah, we want to have people do panels and, you know, different discussions about these old films. But for the most part, I like the campy films. I don't want to put things that are too serious on here. What do you think of that, Bob?
Yeah, I think that it's fun. I think a lot of people who watch films. They want to watch, film noir and everything is classic, and they want to watch Grapes of Wrath and stuff like that. And life is serious enough. Let me have my vampire, alien, space umbrellas.
Yes. Yeah, we
Super
don't want to
crabs.
watch. We don't want to be serious all the time. I mean, come on.
Life is too short for all that noise.
All right.
Yeah. So this film, Not of This Earth, was remade twice. Once in 1988, once in 1995. And the casts for both of those remakes seem to be really good. So maybe we do a Night of This Earth head-to-head. And Not of This Earth, not Night of This Earth. We do a Not of This Earth head-to-head and see which one is the best version. The
Yes.
original Roger Corman vision,
Yes.
or the subsequent remakes, one of which stars Tracy Lord.
Yeah, Tracy Lord of porn fame.
And she was also in a bunch of other stuff.
Roger Corman would do that, wouldn't he? Put a
She
porn
was
star in
in
a
she
movie.
was in that sci-fi TV show, The Seventh Wave or The Third Wave, some
I
sort
don't
of
think
wave.
I don't think I've
about
seen
an alien invasion. It was actually really good. It was, I think, made in the late 90s, early 2000s. So it's peak cheese, but kind of cool. She was in that show. That was the first time I saw her, and then I saw her in Crybaby.
Yeah, the first time I ever saw her was in Crybaby. Yeah, that was it. I mean, I don't remember. The last time I saw Crybaby was a long time ago, but I remember her not being a really terrible actress.
No, she's not bad, actually. And she has
Yeah.
such an interesting face.
Yeah, she used to be kind of attractive.
She's very pretty, I think.
Yeah, she was. She's in a weird kind of way. She looks slightly fetal alcohol syndrome, just slightly.
No, she looks a little bit like an alien.
She does.
I
She
think
does.
that's why they keep casting her in sci-fi
Yeah,
stuff, because
she's-
she kind of looks like an alien a little bit. Like a very glamorous 1950s alien.
Yeah. I mean, they cast her in those the kind of period pieces, right?
Yeah, like 50s.
Yeah. I think she's a decent comedic actress, but I mean, her career wasn't very long. Just
No.
saying. Yeah.
I mean, is she dead?
I don't know. I think she's still alive.
Right.
Hey, what? Wait. Never Sober saying cool movie, laugh out loud. Come on. This was a deep piece of art. This movie changed our lives. Right? Right, Bob?
Definitely. So you want to know what Tracy Lords' real name is?
What is it?
Nora Louise Kuzma.
Oh, he's calling her the Down syndrome Victoria's Secret model. When does the film start? The film already happened. We're gonna be doing another one soon. Another one of these. Probably I don't know. I'll put it in the it depends on what on Bob's schedule, really.
Oh gosh, put all the blame on me, huh?
Yeah. Or it depends on our schedules. So we'll see. I mean, it could happen tomorrow, whatever. I'll post up an ad for it or whatever.
So she's been in a
subscribe.
lot
Wait.
of stuff.
You got if you want to know when the next one's happening, subscribe to FUTV, people.
She was in MacGyver.
Was she?
Yeah,
Was she naked?
probably.
Maybe he compiled pieces of her body and made a
Okay,
gun.
so there we go. It was called The First Wave, and it was from 2000, and it was about an alien invasion. It was on the Sci-Fi Channel.
Another alien invasion, huh?
Yeah. She did a lot of alien invasion stuff. But she was actually in a lot of stuff. She has a very extensive filmography. Which is
Expensive.
interesting. I didn't realize she'd
You
been
mean
in so much
extensive?
stuff.
You're speaking like me over here. You said expensive.
I said extensive.
Oh, I thought you said expensive.
No.
She wasn't very expensive. Just saying.
I mean, but what's funny is apparently she got into doing porn with a fake birth certificate. So she was legitimately underage when she
Yeah.
was doing probably underage shoots.
Yeah. That's weird.
Yeah.
We're kind of going on a side note here with the Tracy Lord. I mean, she wasn't in this film. So what'd you think of the eyes? Weren't those kind of creepy?
They were. I'm curious how they did that effect. Do you think they were wearing contacts?
Yeah, he was wearing contacts, but it looked like they actually added another layer, like an overlay.
Yeah.
Like some kind of effect, like a visual effect other than practical. It It was a cool effect, but when you see it earlier in the film, you can see he like stuffs something in his eyes.
Yeah.
That must have been really uncomfortable because it looked like a really thick plate in there or something, some kind of glass or something.
It was probably glass.
I mean,
glass
it was
lens.
a cool effect for the time period.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I saw that Michael Jackson video Thriller, and I was like, wow, those contact lenses look amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting. It relied more heavily on the ambiance and the suspense than Attack of the Crab Monsters. That was more about like the physical effects. This was more about setting the stage and letting your own mind create the horror. Yeah, very, very different movies. So I guess that's showing Roger Corman's range, that even though he's in this very, very much a B-movie sci-fi horror genre moment, like he has range therein.
All right, just give me a moment.
So what do you guys think? You want to do a Not of This Earth head-to-head? The original versus the remakes?
I mean, yeah, that would be interesting to do that, right?
Yeah. I think that where we have like a bunch of remakes or where remakes were made, it'd be interesting to compare them, because I think a lot of like modern remakes of 50s and 60s film, it's just so serious. It's so serious. Oh, is this foreshadowing?
Yeah, it just talked in. Yeah, so if anybody wants to get on the next one, I actually put a link out there. I mean, I don't know if Bob, if we can do any more. It's 10:45 right now. Okay.
It's almost pumpkin time.
Yeah, it's almost pumpkin time.
Right. Bob's workday starts at 7, so Bob has a hard time with late nights.
Yeah, she goes to bed early usually.
Nosferatu is a good idea, good suggestion. Never sober.
Yes, Nosferatu. I don't know if I've ever seen Nosferatu.
You haven't? Oh,
I might have. I mean,
it
probably was such a long time ago.
There's just something about the classic horror, like the classic Wolfman.
I was thinking
Dracula.
actually today. I was thinking about watching today. What's it called? Plan 9 from Outer Space.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Ed Wood.
Yeah, that thing is still frozen like that. That's not good.
Yeah. But yeah, no. We're not necessarily just doing sci-fi horror.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking about doing some kung fu films as well.
But yeah, if there's any recommendations, definitely drop them in the chat, and we'll start a list.
Yeah, I'm gonna start putting up the chat and everything. Actually, maybe I can do that now. Just to test it out, I'll put the chat on the screen, I guess. Let's see. I gotta go to the stream. All right, let's see if I can actually put this on the screen, just so everyone's not so bored with our voices.
Our voices
Our beautiful
aren't boring.
voices.
Don't be creepy. Don't make it weird, okay? We were just watching Space Vampire Umbrellas, okay?
What do you mean?
That was like an umbrella vampire from space. That was a skin-covered umbrella
That was
space vampire.
hilarious. Yeah, that was pretty funny how that you could clearly see that octopus floating thing was on a string, and it just like falls. It just like flops onto his head. It's like it's moving in slow motion. It just falls on his head. He doesn't even try to pull the thing off. It just falls on his head and he falls dead instantly.
How could you defeat the skin-covered space umbrella?
It was like a space umbrella. It looked like a pillow.
I love that it's the film is set in Los Angeles, right? And yet all of this weird stuff happens, and there's never any bystanders, there's never any passers-by who are like, that's weird, what's that? Like, doesn't happen. Never once, not at all.
A wonder that transformed a tiny insect into the 100-foot spider that was now ravaging the panic-stricken countryside.
So what's everybody gonna be for Halloween?
Yeah, we're probably gonna. I don't know. On Halloween, I'm thinking that we'll probably we'll do a marathon, a couple of films. We'll do it later in the day, so then we could do stuff during the day. It's if Bob wants to do it, we might come back and do that.
Why
and we'll
is
have
it
people.
if Bob wants to do it?
Oh, Mega Man, huh? I gotta look that up.
I haven't seen it.
I don't think I've seen it. Yeah.
That sounds cool though. Omega Man.
I feel like
I'm gonna go
feel like
Google
I've
it.
heard of
Hold
it.
on.
Is that a Japanese film?
It's from 1971. Is
Oh,
that the one?
Oh, 71. Yeah, Fred Flintstone, huh? Flintstone? Is that a movie? Or is that the guy from the Flintstones?
Oh, okay. It's got Charlton Heston in it. Okay. The Omega Man. And then what was the other? Fred Flintstone.
That sounds like a movie where people are stoned. It's like a play on words. Invincible Armor. Kung Fu movie. Yeah, I'll go look into it, and maybe we'll see if we do it tomorrow. Maybe if we have time, we might not be here. I probably won't be able to do it tomorrow, but
yeah, Omega Man looks pretty cool, and it stars Charlton Heston, which is interesting. I didn't know that Charlton Heston like dipped his toe into like sci-fi post-apocalyptic space.
He did a lot of that stuff. Remember, he did well, I gotta lower this music. I mean, Charlton Heston did a lot of sci-fi. He did the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, but like
He did
I don't know if Omega Man is blockbuster sci-fi. Like
yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere, right? Maybe it's an earlier film.
it's 1971, so that would have been
that's
when
out
he was
there,
already
yeah. He was big into he did some sci-fi. The big one was the Soylent Green.
Soylent Green is
Yeah.
people.
Yeah, he was all over the place, that guy. Well, it's on YouTube. All right. Yeah, but I'm probably gonna be the next stuff I play. I'm gonna have to. I'm not gonna stream it. I'm going to record it and then put it
We're
up.
going to download it first.
Yes, I'll have it on my hard drive, and then there won't be any issues with buffering or anything like that.
Did you guys grow up watching like older movies, or is this a new introduction to your lives? My parents are a lot older, so I grew up watching a lot of older movies primarily. Like movies from the 30s and the 40s. I didn't really get very into modern pop culture until I was an adult.
All right, I'm going to show you guys. I think this is the next movie we're probably
look
going
at
to
that
watch.
little capybara.
I'll put it on the screen in a second.
It was on the screen before.
No, the next movie. What movie you want to do next, Bob? Do
I don't
you have
know.
any ideas?
We've got some good comments.
All right, we got some votes in there. Whoa, some weird stuff just happened to my screen. Yes, I need to change my hotkeys. That's not a good thing. Okay, let's see.
What do you mean?
We're
You
back in
obviously did
space.
that on purpose.
Not really. But, yep. All right, so
Yeah, I guess I'm an old soul too, never sober.
I don't know. I just love old films. I've watched them since I was a little kid. I always like these. I like the cheesy ones the most.
Both of our parents are older, so we both grew up watching older films
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, it's fun. I mean, these old sci-fi, especially the sci-fi. I like sci-fi and horror equally as good, I think. Actually, I think I like the sci-fi just a little bit more. And that's what this film was. It was a... I
It
don't
was
know what
kind of like
what
a
would you call
sci-fi
it?
horror.
Sci-fi horror, yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Science fiction, obviously. A space.
I mean, you gotta give him credit.
He was
like,
is a space...
space vampires.
Space vampire.
With brain-melting eyeballs trying to conquer Earth.
Yes.
Like that's...
Was he trying to conquer Earth?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was phase 6 of the plan.
Oh, yeah. What about Plan 9?
From outer space.
Yes. That's probably that might be the next one, I think.
That would be funny.
Yeah, a lot. I don't know if anybody has anyone on the watch Plan 9 from Outer Space.
We love Twilight Zone. I do too. They actually, the way that they spoke was an affectation. It was called the Mid-Atlantic accent. So the studios actually had vocal coaches teach people how to have this like very ambiguous, but like vaguely British, vaguely Northeastern accent where they roll their R's and they drop H's. So it's actually really interesting. It was a whole fake accent that was created by the film industry so that no matter where people were watching the film, like they wouldn't be able to say like, oh, well, that character's from where I'm from. They always sounded kind of aloof and distant.
Yeah, so what would you on a scale from 1 to 10, Bob, of B movies, what would you rate this one?
I liked it. I don't like rating things though.
Why not?
Because I haven't seen every single movie that we're going to see, so my rating system would be inaccurate and incomplete. Oh, Dracula.
Yeah, this is a White Zombie. But
Oh.
we're not going to watch it. It's just kind of a background thing I'm using for now. Maybe we'll probably watch this. Well, maybe we'll watch it for Halloween, you know? Yeah, we're gonna also come up. We're gonna put some trivia questions in there as well. Yeah, JoJo is talking about that. Excellent trivia. I did not know that.
Yeah, if you there's a bunch of people on YouTube who actually have like recreated the accent. So you can like learn how to speak like that also if you so choose. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, they used to the studio system was so interesting. Like the studio bosses basically had like hitmen and fixers that worked for them. And when the stars were under contract, like who they dated had to be approved by the studio. They had like arranged marriages. It was wild, like the things that the studio heads got away with at the time. I think one of the guys who was a fixer did like an expose or a memoir much later in his life. I think he put it out in like the 1980s or something right before he died. But he talked about all of the like shenanigans that they got up to. And it was so like crazy because when you see these actors and they're living these like extraordinary lives, you would have no idea all of the nonsense happening behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, these are some interesting films. We're going to be going through as many as we can do, you know, with the time we have. This is a new channel, still working on it, you know, microphone issues, some little issues, but it's going to keep getting better, I think. It is. It's going to get better. Right, Bob?
Right.
Subscribe to
Righto.
FUTV. Don't worry. It's going to just keep getting better. Right, Bob?
Righto, Chappie.
Exactly. So yeah, next time I'll try to get some people, try to have a panel.
So what we'll do next time is we'll put up when the stream is going to go live. So if you're subscribed, turn on your notification bell and you should get a notice that there is going to be
Yeah.
a stream up.
Yeah, we'll
I
talk
think
some
that's how
boxing
this YouTube works.
on the FU Sports. Where we might be able to do the stream of the Volkanovski fight. I'm not sure. But if we do that, then you can get on if you want, man. Never Sober.
Okay, Never Sober. Who do you think would win in a boxing match? Mr. Johnson versus the Killer Crab from yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday we watched, what was it? I forget. My brain is so messed up. It's Attack of the Crabs.
Attack of the Crab Monsters.
Yeah, the Crab Monsters.
That would be so funny. Oh my God, we could do like celebrity deathmatch style, like fantasy boxing, but like with the characters from the films that we're watching. Could you imagine that? Like the chick from yesterday versus the chick from today, who's going to win? Like, the chick from today would definitely win because the chick from yesterday was 1,000% worthless. Like, she was literally inversely useful.
Yeah. I like space crabs.
Jojo says that he would win.
Win where?
In my hypothetical boxing match of Crab versus Mr. Johnson.
The space crabs? You think you can beat space crabs, bro? Nobody can beat space crabs.
Johnson gets 5 grenades.
Except for that thing that fell on the crab. What was that, an electrical tower?
Yeah, they zapped him with a desk fan.
That was hilarious how when that freaking dude's partner died and he doesn't even go to his funeral, he goes to the freaking alien guy who killed him's funeral. What kind of backward shit is that?
It was to set up the fact that a new Mr. Johnson had landed. Right? That was the cliffhanger ending. Which I almost think Night of the Living Dead stole that because the closing scene for Not of This Earth and the starting scene for Night of the Living Dead is almost the same. They're in a cemetery. It's a dude and a chick. They're standing at a grave. And then you see the big bad approaching from behind them, walking ominously in a dark coat. And it's exactly the same.
Well, another ripoff in that movie, or I guess a ripoff in Jaws, was that it was very similar to the way they killed the crab. You know, it was like an object in the environment. Didn't they do that in Jaws? Like they put like an electrical line and he got like electrocuted. Am I wrong?
Maybe. I don't remember how Jaws dies.
That's always these kind of films. They always use some kind of environmental thing, like Alien. You know how they open the airlock and it gets sucked out.
Yep.
And then Jaws, I think it was electricity. It's always some like thing around in the world.
Like they have all of the weapons in the land. They've improvised all this nonsense, and it's like it trips and falls down and dies.
Yeah, it's just conveniently at some point in the movie they'll like find an old like bomb that's in the water from like World War II, and then right at the end of the movie they just kind of end up right where the bomb is, and they're like, he just kind of
you would need a very
the
big
bomb and blows up.
Yeah. You would need a very, very big crock pot for those crabs from yesterday.
Yeah, those probably some delicious. That's what I was thinking. Put some butter on those crabs, bro. Put some butter on them. Yeah, but those crabs were like half human.
No, those crabs ate human brains and therefore absorbed a human mind.
Yeah, so it's almost cannibalism, man.
It is.
It's almost
just don't eat their brain. Just eat the legs. You know what? If you captured one of those and kept it like hostage and you just took a leg periodically, you would have food forever.
That's what I was saying when that
You're
guy
hacking the Matrix.
When that guy picked up that big ass like crab claw, I was like, damn, put some butter on that, man.
But wait a second. We should farm giant crabs and then just like we would need 14 of them. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then once a day, we each take a leg from like 2 different ones.
Yes.
And then we just rotate them through so that by the time we get to their day again, they've regrown the leg.
Yeah, exactly. So it's true. You could
infinite food.
Somebody needs to do something with crabs in a lab, obviously.
No, please don't.
And that's going to go really poorly, isn't it?
Please don't.
That's the setup
They've got pinchies, and they're ruthless.
That is the setup for. That is like we just gave away our idea for a giant crab movie. Right? That would be the best one ever. They're trying to like make a food source that's unlimited, right?
Yeah.
So they end up manipulating genes and they build these giant crabs and then they keep ripping off body parts and then they grow back. But then the crabs go crazy and kill everybody. They get out and there you go.
That is the premise of a Philip K. Dick novel, basically.
Is it? Giant crabs?
Except it's not crabs, it's people. Like the earth has been decimated and taken over by some sort of robot. And the robot keeps like 5 people alive to torture them forever. And he doesn't let them die. That's basically what we would be doing to the crabs.
Yes. Delicious.
Those
crabs.
PETA people would be very angry. We would get in big trouble with PETA. There would be
Jojo
many
says,
hashtags.
I think a big enough crock pot would defeat the crabs. Yes. They would. It's sort of like, the vampires with the crosses. Like you show a cross to them and they
just see the protagonist walk out with a crock pot and a stick of butter.
And the crab like hisses.
And like runs back into the ocean.
Yeah, it like waddles away.
with its little hands up in the air. You know how they do? How they run with their little hands up?
Are you, Jojo, are you asking about the movie from yesterday, the crab movie? In the comments.
Oh. It's called Attack of the Crab Monsters. We did a watch along for it yesterday, so that video should be live. We had some sound problems, but it does exist.
Had some sound problems in this one too. Hopefully not.
But yeah, it's a pretty fun movie. It was made by the same guy who made this film, and Attack of the Crab Monsters.
Roger Corman.
And this movie were usually played as a double bill, so you would go to the theater and see both of them back to back, because they're each only about an hour long.
Yes, they are. Yes, they're not long films. Like that's why they were built to be played with other films. Like you would have like a small little movie marathon. That's why these movies really lend themselves to like a not so long marathon. Like we can come and watch 5 movies and it's only like 5 hours.
Watch 5 movies and that's 2 Lord of the Rings movies.
Yeah, it's like 3 Lord of the Rings movies.
No, the whole Lord of the Rings trilogy, I think, is like 8 or 9 hours.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we'll watch 5 movies.
Each film is 3 hours long.
It'll be like 1 Lord of the Rings movies.
And if you throw The Hobbit in, you're at like 11 hours.
Oh, damn. Those movies are so long.
They're very long.
They run long, too, don't they?
They like can, I guess.
Like after the first like hour and a half, you're just like, wow. There's a lot of walking in here, huh?
Well, I mean, I love Lord of the Rings as a book, as an audiobook, so they hold a special place in my heart as films, but they are very, very long. Like that's a commitment that you're making.
Yes.
That you're gonna sit there for like 9 hours. That's a full work day.
That's
a work day without taking a lunch.
That's why I can never do that thing. You know, people they'll go and they'll watch like a whole Netflix marathon. They can't really do it.
Yeah. Whenever I've done that, I just feel terrible at the end of it.
You feel like there's something wrong with you.
Yeah. I'm not one for that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see the comments.
But yeah, the premise of Attack of the Crab Monsters is basically like radioactive giant crabs doing naughty things on an island,
It's
and
similar to
people
this movie.
trying to stop them from doing naughty things.
It's
I don't
really
want to
similar.
give too much of it away because it is actually pretty fun to watch.
It seems very similar to this film because it has that whole telepathy thing and
the whole like fulcrum of the nuclear fallout. Like this guy wasn't having this blood problem because his world was at war, nuclear war, and the crabs were super duper special crabs because of nuclear fallout. So I think Roger Corman had like a brain itch about the nuclear proliferation of the 50s. Well, I mean, we're in the Cold War at this point, so you know, we're all very concerned about nukes.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, so we'll see if we can I mean what well, we have to go to Bob's are we going tomorrow, Bob?
Well, we'll have to talk about that.
All right. Yeah, we're going to go see some family members. So we're probably going to be getting out of here. We want to thank everybody for joining us. Fallout crabs. Nice. Yeah. They have crabs in there, don't they? Yeah, I was never a big fan of the Fallout games. It's not that I'm not a fan. I just never got into it. They're long. You know, when I see a game and it's like 60 hours long, I got to like think about it. I never like those Red Dead games. I never finished Red Dead 2.
But I think it's also a pacing issue.
It took me like 5 years or more to beat this first game. And I still haven't finished all of it.
Because you just don't like it. That's your problem.
No, I did like it.
No, you
I really
don't.
like Red Dead 2 as well.
Excuse me, I think you forget the fact that I was sitting next to you when you were playing them.
Well, I really like Red Dead 2, and I still didn't finish it. It's a little bit slow. It's a little bit slow. The pacing is not the best.
But yeah, basically Roger Corman had a whole theme going for a nuclear fallout causing all sorts of calamities, which I mean it does, but I don't think it makes space vampires or mega crabs, but
so this was a sorry to cut you off, Bob. This was a decent movie. I mean, it has its moments, but I'd say if it's 1 to 10 in campiness, I'd give it like a 6.
It's not campy.
It's not campy
It's
enough.
ridiculous.
Yeah, it's silly that But there is a good contrast there. Like when a zinger hits you, like a real cheesy line, it hits real hard because of the movie isn't really terribly. The acting isn't terrible. The effects are decent.
Like he accidentally made a good movie.
Yeah, there's some there's some decent stuff in there. Those
Like it
actors
was
aren't-
actually a good movie.
Yeah,
Whereas killer crabs or super attacking crabs or whatever they were, crab monsters, were definitely.
Yes,
that was like a 3.
JoJo gave it a 6.5 out of 10. Red Dead 2 was great. Yes, I enjoyed what I played of it. But yeah, I should probably talk about that on FU Gaming.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about gaming. We're going to be doing some
Yes.
playthroughs.
I'm probably going to play Last of Us 2 here. I've never actually played Last of Us 2.
Last of Us 1 was such a masterpiece. I'm distressed by what I've heard about Last of Us 2.
Oh, from what I've seen of it, I wasn't a fan. I tried to let it, like, the stink get out of the room a little bit before I played it, and I waited, 3 years?
I'm distressed. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, the stuff I saw and heard about it, I was just like, whoa, what the heck?
The Last of Us, like, no notes, perfect. That was such a good game. That was
Yeah.
such a good game. And then I wasn't the hugest fan of the TV show. They made some choices there that I don't agree with.
There's some funny stuff on there.
I was definitely angered by some things.
It's just cheesy. Some of the stuff they just, I don't know. The acting was okay. I didn't like Ellie much. I think it's kind of weird. You had like a Down syndrome girl play. I don't have anything against people with Down
Agree,
syndrome.
JoJo. Stink is still kind of there. I'm very distressed about this whole thing.
What, the stink of what? Last of Us?
Last of Us 2.
Yeah, I heard they're making a show. They're like got a second season and a third season of that HBO show.
Really?
Yeah, they don't even
Lord
have a
have
third
mercy.
game. And the
Saints preserve us.
And the next game from that series, from those dudes that make those games, they're going to be doing like in some kind of episodic stuff. It's not even Last of Us, or maybe it is. Maybe it is Last of Us. I don't know. But I did hear their next game is going to be episodic, so it's not going to be a full package deal. It's going to be sold to you in pieces. Okay, so Never Sober says didn't play the second because the stupid heart is blocking stuff. How do you get rid of this, Bob?
They had no multiplayer. You
Okay,
can't
they
get
had
rid
no
of it.
multiplayer. Yeah, I don't know why the YouTube thing is blocking the last thing you said.
So you enjoyed playing it multiplayer, huh? Do you play with somebody regularly?
I thought it was sort of like, to me, it was like a poor man's Gears of War in a way.
Which
but I
one?
did enjoy it. Last of Us Online. Yeah, Sony. This is why I'm not a big fan of Sony. If you watch any of my videos, my gaming videos, I talk about it, like some of their practices. They just basically lied to their customers. Like when I bought Last of Us 2, Sony was saying that the online would be around within 3 months. It's been like 4 years, right? It's been years. And now from what I heard, that online multiplayer for Last of Us 2 that was promised to their customers was actually put on the back burner. I heard it actually might even be canceled. That's insane. So I mean, people bought your product and now you're going to tell us that you're canceling something that you promised? Yeah, they were building something called Factions and then they just canceled it. They canned it. After people were waiting for years for that. Yeah, you see, Never Sober says that the online was really good. I enjoyed it, but I only played it on the PS3, the online portion. When I got it for the PlayStation 4, it's a great game, but I lost interest.
Yeah.
I lost interest in. I might go back and play it. I was playing it the other day on the PS5, and I was like, wow, this is pretty good. I mean, it still looks really good, and with the higher frame rate, it's really enjoyable, I think. Yeah. Yeah, we don't want to do this too much. We're talking about games on the movie channel, but
Well, that's all right. It's
fine.
crossover.
I mean, we're at the end of the movie, so it's fine. What is this? What are you saying?
I'm watching him get poisoned.
Yeah, all that stank just killed the online, huh? They might have. No, actually, did it sell well? I don't know. You can look that up, Bob.
Yeah.
Yeah. JoJo said all that stank fumed out the multiplayer. Is that what it says there? Fumed? Sorry, guys. I'm reading this on I'm actually watching it on a giant screen. Everything's small. Yeah, I'm actually gonna get another monitor to put it next to me because I have a lot of issues when I'm doing these shows. Even though I have a giant screen, I just feel like I don't have enough screen space. Still, that my eyes aren't exactly the best as they used to be. So, this time I think it was a little better because we watched a movie on my main screen, so that's the big screen I have here. Usually we watch it in a TV that's across the room. Just saying.
Yeah, he's campaigning for more big TVs.
No, I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be a big screen. It's gonna be it's gonna be one of my screens I have upstairs. I have some gaming screens that I have in storage, so I'll bring those over here and probably bolt it into my table and just have that as a vertical screen to put different layers, audio where it's always there. I actually heard you can do volume stuff and adjustments and all that with OBS. You can use like a drum pad, which I thought was pretty awesome. I might actually get into that. That's cool. Just saying some of the technical stuff. Nerds here, bro. All right, so what are you doing, Bob?
I'm looking up The Last of Us. It's called Factions, the multiplayer.
Yeah, that's done.
Is it?
Yeah, I mean, if you guys want, we can start up a conversation at FU Gaming. I can end this video and start that. Do you want to do that, Bob, or are you ready for bed? It's okay. It is a bit late, so we'll just end it here, around here.
But why don't we figure out when we can schedule a
Yeah.
Maybe we start. When do you want to launch FU Gaming?
FU Gaming is already on the channel.
Right, but when do you want to actually try to do an interactive video?
Well, I was thinking of something a few days ago of what to do with that.
His Royal Highness has a 48-inch monitor as his desktop monitor.
I have,
and then he has another one next to it.
Yeah, I was actually gonna get a smaller one. Never sober saying go to bed, Bob.
Excuse me. It's not pumpkin time yet.
Yeah, she picks and chooses,
Pumpkin time is
She doesn't
usually
feel
midnight.
like it. She likes to watch like these YouTube shows.
I have an extensive list of extremely niche interests.
She likes to go to sleep to like different kind of sewing videos.
Not always.
I remember I went on a panel and I made the example of it was about how these Jake Paul fights and all that stuff, or these silly fights that they make nowadays where anybody can have a boxing fight. And I went on a panel and since she watches all these like sewing knitting videos.
I don't watch knitting videos.
Yeah, whatever.
What are you
I thought
talking
these
about?
people knit. So I went on there. I'm like, you could be a knitter and have like a boxing fight. And this guy's like, what did you say? What did you say? I was like, what? I think he's thinking like I'm saying the N word. I said knitters. Knitting. Like a sweater, like you knit a sweater.
You could also crochet a sweater.
What is that? Crochet it?
It's a different fiber art. No, I just really, really like history and strange niche interests they're pertaining to.
Yeah, 75-inch monitor. Yeah. Yeah. Jojo says a nice 75-inch monitor would do nicely.
Don't encourage him, Jojo. I need allies here.
She's a knitter. That's what Jojo says. She's a knitter.
I don't have the attention span for knitting.
Don't put dirty in front of that. You might be killed.
Bloodborne. Did you play Bloodborne?
Bloodborne, I have Bloodborne. I own it, but I've never played it. I'm going to get around to playing it. I might start playing that stuff for the channel. And just me and Bob and yeah.
Yeah. I like to watch him play video games. I do not have the patience to develop a dual controller, whatever the hell it's called. The level. He had to restrict me from Mirror's Edge.
She's pretty good. She played
because
some games in the past.
I almost broke the TV and the remote.
She's not a competitive gamer. I'm pretty competitive in all things, I think. Most things, not all things.
Yes. Having lived with Fu for 12 years, I can attest to the competitiveness.
Yes. So I'm competitive in a lot of different ways. Not every way. I'm not like super aggressive in that way, but yeah, lots of things. I could be a little aggressive. Sometimes. What?
Yeah.
It's an ode to Lovecraft.
Lovecraft is my comfort literature. I listen to Lovecraft audiobooks
Yeah.
while I'm working.
We might actually do a review on this channel for the Lovecraft Country. I think this would be a good place to do it.
Sheepy.
We have some opinions about that. It's a pretty shocking show. I mean,
Did you guys watch that?
And I think it's just extreme. I think it's extremely a very racist show. It's super duper racist. But we'll get into that. We'll probably do a review of Lovecraft Country on this on FU Theater maybe
So JoJo hasn't beaten Bloodborne,
yeah,
but
right before we do a stream, we'll probably right before we start the movie, we'll do maybe a short
I have many
review.
opinions about that show.
Yeah, she has a lot of opinions.
He had to hear me complain about that show for like
It's a
3
traumatizing
weeks.
show in that it's just so extremely racist.
I love H.P. Lovecraft, dude. Like they did him so dirty. It was unacceptable. I'm filled with anger.
Yes.
And when I'm angry about things, I write many, many paragraphs about how angry I am.
She does.
Fu has been the recipient of some paragraphs.
Yeah, she gets
in his time.
She gets very angry and she lets me know. She's like, I have to tell you some things. I'm angry. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, never
she's like-
sober. He does get passionate.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Maybe if I have a couple of beers, I get a little too passionate.
He does exactly the same thing in person. Let me tell you, that's not just an internet thing. He will debate you into oblivion. He will debate you to the point of just giving up. I think it's one of his better qualities.
What, being annoying?
Yes, if you want to call it that.
All right.
I would call it tenacity, but you've decided to identify as
Yes.
annoying, so that's how you're doing today.
All right. Yeah, but now if we're you want to talk about gaming, are you going to play that UFC 5?
One of our dogs is sound asleep upside down.
Yeah. I think it comes out next week. Yeah, we'll talk about that on the sports channel when the full game comes out. My review of that. And we're probably going to be watching Plan 9 from Outer Space as the next movie. That's probably going to happen. I got to see the schedule. Maybe on Sunday, maybe on Monday, somewhere around there, possibly. I mean, these movies are not very long, so I could probably, if we have time, I could squeeze like one of them in like earlier in the day, maybe. Or maybe early, like afternoon, Sunday, maybe. I don't know. You guys will see it if you subscribe to FU TV. I'll be putting out the poster for the next stream. All right, so Bob, did you give this movie a number?
No, I refuse to. You
No?
cannot make me.
Why?
I do not negotiate with
All right,
terrorists.
well, we got to give it a number. I'm gonna bring a scorecard to this channel so that
Oh,
we can.
gosh.
I have to bring
The scorecard saga?
Scorecards have to be everywhere. We need scorecards everywhere. Everything needs to be scored. We're gonna score sandwiches at some point.
I mean, sandwiches deserve to be
Well, I'm
scored.
not an expert on sandwiches, so I wouldn't be a good.
You're not an expert on sandwiches, but you're an expert
I'm
on
not.
space vampires.
Yes.
Nuclear waste space vampires.
Yes, I am.
You're an expert on that. Okay.
I am an expert on space spiders, vampires,
and crabs.
We've all got crabs after watching the Attack of the what was it? I always forget the name of that movie.
Attack of the Crab Monsters.
Attack
How
of
do
the
you
Crab
forget?
Monsters.
That was like
because
your...
I've seen there's so many different attack movies. It's like,
But that was your like placeholder
I know.
for this channel for like
yeah,
3
I did.
months.
I was
dude.
yes, it was. I was so sick of seeing it, but I saw the movie. It was all right. It's pretty good. But we're gonna be getting out of here, people. We're gonna be getting out of here. All right. So, Bob, in closing, you got anything to say?
I think that this was a really cool film. I'm glad that we watched it.
Yes.
I'm very curious about the Tracy Lords and what's the other guy's name? I forgot his name. I forgot the other guy's name.
Who?
The other guy. The guy who's D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan?
Oh, never mind. I thought it was really fun, and I appreciated the banter.
Yes.
After.
Yes, and I'll say it for the 1,000th time. Maybe we're gonna get some people on here. Maybe
Knitters
before,
with crabs,
during or after the.
I feel like that needs to be on a T-shirt.
We'll have like a long discussion with people. Maybe we'll talk a little less over the movies, and we'll kind of like watch them. We'll have these little what do you call it again? Like the in-betweens. Like we have these little discussions.
Intermissions.
Yeah, we're like intermissions.
Interludes.
Yeah, intermissions, and people will talk a little, and then at the end of the movie, we can have kind of a discussion. After that, I think that'd be kind of that'd be a good setup. All right, but till next time.
Thanks for hanging out with us tonight.
Huh?
Said thank you for hanging out with us tonight.
Yes, thank you for hanging out with us. I'm going to be programming the show so it ends, and I'm doing it all live, just so you know. I screwed up, but I'll get better at it.
He has fun.
Yes. All right.
Good night.
All right, from Bob, me, Foo, the space crabs, and the blood-sucking aliens. We want to wish you all a good night.
Night.
Good night, people. Good night. The space crabs are calling. The space crabs are calling. Don't you care about space crabs? And hit that like button. It helps everyone in our lives, including yourself. Thank you for joining us once again. This has been FU Theater. Remember to subscribe to FU TV, the greatest channel on most likely in existence. See you guys later.